right. Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. This is your host, Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always, my co-host, King Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Sensational. Guys, you know the drill. If you wanna, well, actually, no, I forget. Not the drill tonight. We're gonna have a very special episode. A live debate between two YouTube boxing titans. It's been brewing for a couple of days now, and they're gonna settle it right here on BDA Boxing. It's good to hash things out. Why not? Don't forget, before we continue, there's people listening on Spreaker. If you're listening on Spreaker or downloading the podcast, this might be an edited version that you're hearing. So if you want to hear the full unedited version, go on over to BDA Boxing, youtube.com/BDA Boxing, youtube.com/BDA Boxing. Don't forget, we have a Patreon page. You can make small tips so we can get this call-in show that we want to get off the ground. You can also leave small tips via the super chat feature. And let's get it on. I see we got people in the chat room already. Shout out to Ty Legacy, FNC Bot, James Erickson, Chris, Ring IQ Boxing Talks has just sent you a message. All right, Bucho, if you could take care of the invites. And
we'll bring him in right away.
Well, let's wait until Precise confirms. That way we bring them in at the same time. For the moment, we can buy some time riffing, maybe talking a bit about what's going on in the boxing world as well.
Also, Precise said that he might be late or some shit like that because there's power outages in Ecuador. So
he should just move back to the city, man. What the hell's he doing in Ecuador anyway? All right, we got Apology Man in the chat room as well. Shout out to Apology, DJ Georgie Porgy, Tony Yayo, Hakuna Matata, Brandon White. Shout out to Brandon White, who was directing people over here because some people didn't know where the debate was going to take place. So shout out to Brandon White for that. Donald Simpson Jr., Rasclaw222, Prevail, Apology Man again, Canelo, give me my fight, Boxing Kills TV. What are people saying? Canelo says loser shuts down their channel. Okay, come on, that's a little extreme right there. What the fuck? Boxing Kills TV says let's go, motherfuckers. Rascal says PP ducked the whole LDBC. Treyman Andrew says Ring IQ by knockout. Giselle Saragossa says, what will you guys be debating? Okay, so let's lay a couple of short synopsis for those of you that don't know. But then also we're going to get both Ring IQ Boxing Talks version and Precise's version so that they can lay out the groundwork. For the moment, we'll just give you a little preview of the way we see things happen. Precise made a video saying that he wasn't impressed with Nayo Inoue. and that he shouldn't be ranked pound for pound number in top 10 pound for pound. And he also said that Gennady Golovkin's win over Martirosyan was more impressive overall than Inoue's win over Jamie McDonnell. Of course, Boxing Ring IQ took that to task, and he made a video in his channel. Check out his channel as well, and check out Precise Puncher's channel as well. And he made his argument saying that what Precise said didn't make sense. And so King Bucho saw what was going on, and he said, well, you know what? Both guys like to talk. Both guys are experienced YouTubers. Both guys are knowledgeable boxing fans. So how about we have them duke it out on neutral ground? And both guys have been gracious enough to agree to the terms and have agreed to show up here today to hopefully have a very good debate. Now, the other thing is that we're going to lay some ground rules here. Okay, just some ground rules. We're going to give both parties a chance to say whatever they want. All right. All right, so hold on a second. I'm about to have a sound here playing. Ivan Chuberkis, shout out to Ivan, who just donated on the super chat. Shout out to Ivan Chuberkis. He says, thanks for the good content, guys. Hope you guys can arrange some special episodes like this more. May the best man win. Well, that's the thing. This wouldn't be possible unless both Precise and Ring IQ Boxing Talk agreed to come on here on neutral ground to duke it out. So all credit goes to Precise and Ring IQ Boxing Talk for agreeing to this. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, a couple of ground rules. Just a couple of ground rules. We're going to let both guys make some statements. I think we're going to start with Precise since he was the one that got taken to task based on his video, on his initial video. And then based on what he says, we're going to get Ring IQ's reaction or a riposte for him. And then we'll take it from there. All right. So we're going to ask both guys to please not to shout over each other. You know, if you want to raise your tone or whatever, that's fantastic. But please don't fucking start shouting over each other. We're going to try to have a debate here, a civil debate. Because at the end of the day, guys, it's boxing. You know, it's not a life-changing, world-changing stuff we're talking about here. It's a subject, rather. It's just boxing. You know, I think we're all boxing fans. We do this for fun. So let's have fun and let's not take it too seriously. On the other hand, if you want to call each other's names, why the fuck not? Call each other motherfuckers, insult your mothers, your fathers, whatever. No, I'm obviously kidding. Bucho, what do you got to add to that?
They're both ready, so.
Oh, they're both ready? All right, fantastic. So we have Precise Puncher and Ring IQ on the line. First of all, gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you for agreeing to come on. I don't know if you heard, but we laid just the ground rules, which are just a couple of things. We're on Hangouts, and Hangouts can be very iffy. You know what I mean? I mean, the connection sometimes is bad. If people talk over me, sometimes my volume goes down for some reason. So that's why we have King Bucho, my co-host here. He's going to be the second wave of defense in case you guys don't hear me. We are going to be moderating this debate. We'll just ask you not to talk over each other or shout over each other. Other than that, Bucho, I don't know about you, but I don't have much more to say about the rules.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
All right. So again, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. I want to start out with Ring IQ because this is the first time I've spoken with him. Ring, thank you for being here.
No problem.
All right. Yeah. But listen, I've watched your shows. Very unique approach you have with your editing and with changing the voices and the sound effects and all that. It's a pretty. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do it quite the way you do. Just to get a little bit of background here, how long have you been at it with your YouTube channel?
I think about maybe a little over a year. I think just a little over a year, maybe two by now.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Good. And you have quite a following yourself. And I want to thank you also for showing up here because I saw some people on your channel telling you not to come here. They're going to gang up on you, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, it's just Bucho, my co-host, and myself. We're going to be doing the moderating. Nobody else here. No fans, no nobody. It's just Precise against Ring IQ, and may the best man win. So I want to thank you both again for coming out here, Precise as well. I know you guys. Here's the thing: both of you like this. I get the sense. I get the sense listening to Ring IQ and Precise that both of you enjoy a challenge, and when something gets your attention, it brings the best out of you. I don't think you just want to talk boxing and agree all the time. You want to find somebody you disagree with, right?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
man.
more
I'm
or less,
definitely
yeah.
excited.
Not necessarily find somebody to disagree with, but point out the inconsistencies. That's what I like to do. I like to point out the
Inconsistencies.
inconsistencies.
All right.
Ooh,
Well,
exciting.
let's begin then. Let's begin. Precise. This all started when you made a video about how you weren't impressed with Naoya Inoue and that you said he didn't deserve to be top 10 pound for pound based on his win over Jamie McDonald. And you said that you found Golovkin's win over Martirosyan to be more impressive. Ring IQ Boxing Talk disagrees with you. How do you respond to that?
Well, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I mean, he disagrees with me. So what? The burden of, coming at me is on him. He disagrees. I don't know, So what? It means nothing to me. But go ahead. Well, look, just FYI, I have not seen or heard those last couple of videos that he made about me. So I don't really know what the arguments are. Obviously, you're going to present them, but I'm saying this so that he doesn't make any leaps of faith that he doesn't assume that I know exactly what he's talking about, right? So I would ask him to be very precise and clear about what it is he's criticizing me for. But you know, as far as what I think of Marty Rosen versus McDonald, I made a couple of videos about that and then expressed my opinion. It's my opinion. I'm not sure. I guess I would ask where the inconsistencies in my in the way I view boxing is, because I hope I didn't come here to debate opinion, because you can't debate opinion. It's like, well, what's your favorite color? Pink. What? Blue, motherfucker. Debate me, bro. You know what I'm not sorry, didn't mean to shout. He's still here, I hope. So, I don't
Go ahead.
know where this debate's gonna go, but I don't understand. I'm just saying I hope it's not I'm gonna impose my opinion on you because my opinion is superior. I hope it's not one of those things. So I'll let him carry on then.
All right, Ring IQ, do you want to lay
Okay.
out?
Okay.
Those things. So I'll let him.
Okay,
Y'all
yeah,
still there?
yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're still here. I think we got. I think there's a bit of a delay here, so we'll try to work around that. Just to let you guys know that there might be a delay, so just we'll work around it. And if you can't hear somebody talking, then try to wait 2 seconds after they're done talking in order to talk, because you might not be on the same wavelength here. So yeah, Ring IQ, do you want to reiterate some of the points you've made in your video, or do you want us to do it? Because I do have a
Just
list
one
here.
by one, maybe. I guess one by
Okay,
one,
I'll
so I have a
iterate.
chance
I'll
to
iterate a
respond.
few points. I'll iterate a few points.
All right.
Because I saw several inconsistencies. I'll try to highlight them as itemized as I can.
Hmm.
For starters, I saw a video. I saw it where the headline, and it was Precise Pretender's video, and he said that Naoya Inoue beat a bum, and that's a very strange way to categorize and characterize Jamie McDonald. I then saw a second video where he said that he basically classified Golovkin's performance against Vanez Martirosyan of all people, and the headline was that this is what a pound for pound fighter looks like. And there are several inconsistencies in that. It's very strange to call a fighter on a hot streak a bum, especially when that quote unquote bum is holding the same version of a world title that Golovkin was holding a long time ago. So I would like to ask, on what premise are we calling this fighter a bum? And on what premise is Vanez Martirosyan the barometer for a pound for pound fighter?
So you did see the videos, yeah?
I saw the headlines.
You
And
didn't
I,
see
I
the
saw I
videos.
saw I saw about maybe 3 minutes of the video, and I'm like, okay, this really doesn't make any kind of sense anywhere on this planet.
What didn't make sense?
How was you explain it to me? How is beating Vanez Martirosyan the barometer for a pound for pound fighter? You tell me. You explain it to me because it's your video and you requested a debate, so here I am. What does how does beating a fighter under those circumstances, the worst circumstances for any fighter to fight, how could that be the barometer for a pound for pound fighter?
So you responded to a video which you didn't watch. Did I get this correctly?
Oh, I heard what you said in the video. I heard
So
what you
you,
said in that video about Vanez. I heard that.
so I made a whole video about, and I answered all the questions in those videos.
But
I'm
you
not
didn't
Well,
answer
sure
them here.
why.
I mean, you can answer them here. You requested a debate, correct? You requested a
Yeah,
debate. Here are the
I
numbers.
thought you had some salient points to make and inconsistencies. I'm still waiting
Well, I've
to
got
hear
some
an
inconsistencies
inconsistency.
to highlight, but first I'm asking you a direct question. How does beating Vanez Martirosyan characterize Golovkin as a pound for pound fighter?
Okay, so what I made was a video, right? At this point in time, how am I supposed to do what I did in that video without the without having the advantage of being able to show you what I'm talking about. I mean, I made a video, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is, you I'm playing chess, you're playing checkers. You want to bring me down to your level because again, I made a video, right? Like there's a lot of information in the video, and I said a lot of things in that video. But now you want me to translate that video into pure words so that you can keep up? Is that what we're doing here?
all right, but hold on, hold
No,
on, hold
what
on.
we're
I have
doing
to.
here is I ask you a direct question. Your video states that Golovkin versus Vanez Martirosyan, of all people, that's what a pound for pound fighter looks like. It's your video. And apparently you're struggling to interpret your own video. I just asked you a direct question. You called Jamie McDonald in a headline that you typed. You called him a bum. Explain it.
Does that
You
upset
made
you?
the video.
Does that
You made the
upset you?
video. I mean, you did make the video already, right? You called him a bum, and you already know what
Yeah,
you said, right? Are you
yeah,
struggling to remember your own
yeah.
points that you made, where Jamie
No, no.
McDonald is a bum and
So you
Vanez
did see the
Martirosyan
video.
is the barometer
Uh-huh.
for a
Yeah,
pound for pound fighter?
yeah.
It's your video.
Barometer for Vaness Martin. That's not what I said. You're proposing a whole bunch of strawman arguments, probably because you didn't see the video. Did you see the video in its
Oh,
entirety?
I heard what you said. I heard what you said
So
for
you
about
saw, so
3
you did
minutes, and
see the whole video. So
that
hold
was
on.
enough to deduce. That was enough to deduce
So you
that
did see
how
the
could
whole video.
anyone how could anyone interpret a fighter coming off of 2 years of inactivity, a loss, having never beaten an elite opponent at the weight? How could anybody interpret Golovkin fighting him as any measure at all anywhere on this planet as the barometer for pound fighter? You said that Naoya Inoue didn't deserve to be ranked in the pound for pound list. What is that based on? Because that's your contention. I can't explain
Yeah,
it to you, so you
yeah.
explain it to me. You
So you
requested a
did.
debate. You
Yeah,
requested a debate.
yeah,
I'm right here. You
yeah,
explain it to me. On what
yeah,
premise is Naoya Inoue
yeah,
not a pound for pound fighter?
yeah. Okay. So again, I hear you repeating the same thing over and over and over. I got you twice the first time, bro. Now let me ask you, did you or did you not see the whole video?
So you're answering a direct question with another question? Is that what you're doing? It's a direct question.
So
There's
did
no
you or
need.
did you not see the whole
There's
video?
no need. There's no
Why can't
need. There's no need to recap the video that you made. I can't interpret the video for you. It's your video. You have to iterate that to me because, well, you did request the debate. That's one. And two, it's your contention. It is your contention that Naoya Inoue is not a pound for pound fighter. Okay, tell me why.
Yeah, it's my contention.
All right,
Tell me
listen.
why.
Let's hold on, hold on,
Are you
hold on, hold on. We
struggling to
gotta
interpret your own beliefs?
let's get back to the point here. Precise. He's asking you. He like Bring IQ reiterated what he said in his video. So could you answer the question by giving a synopsis of how you backed up your argument in your video?
Okay, well, I feel coerced to step down to his level, but uh, so be it. I guess I will. Well, had you seen the video, and first of all, I don't understand why you would respond to a video which you didn't see. So, but hey, be that as it may, let me try to, oh, I don't know, transcribe the whole video into words. It's my opinion that Vanes Martirosyan is, at that point in time, was a much better fighter than Jamie McDonald. That's my opinion.
And why do you say that?
Because I made a whole video showing how. Oh, this is so lowbrow, man. I'm sorry. Showing how Vanis Martirosyan had a lot in his repertoire, a lot more than Jamie McDonald. He he had a solid jab. His timing was on point. He wouldn't allow. Excuse me.
Uh, yeah, his timing was so on point after 2 years of inactivity. That's what we saw out there. We saw a top middleweight contender. That's what we saw. And that's hey yo, it's your opinion, correct? That's your opinion that at that and that at that point in the juncture, Vanez Martirosyan off a loss, 3 for 3 in his last six, has lost to every single elite opponent he's ever faced. It is your contention that at that point in the juncture, after 2 years of doing nothing, that he was a better fighter than a guy who won 21 fights in a row and is holding the same world title that Golovkin used to hold. That's your opinion. I'm asking, well, how did you arrive to an opinion like that about a fighter like Vanez?
Did you see
Vanez,
my video?
well, I mean, we're not here to debate whether or not I saw your video. We're here to talk
Why
about the
not? Why
fighter.
can't you just answer the question, bro? Why is
Well,
it
you
so
haven't
difficult
answered
for
a
you?
single question yet. The question isn't whether or not I watched your video.
Actually,
The question is
I
what
was in the
Golovkin
middle.
showed that there's
I was in the
potential for
middle.
replacement.
Look, man. I was in the middle of answering your question while you interrupted me, started laughing, and just started repeating the same mantra you've been repeating. So let me ask you again, and hopefully you could answer the question. Did you or did you not see the videos?
I saw the video about Vanez, didn't see the video about Inui, but I mean, I did read the headline, and it's your headline.
So
You
you
called
saw the
that
video.
fighter a
Okay,
bum.
great. So
You
you
called that.
saw the
Didn't
video.
you call that fighter a bum? Didn't you
Yeah.
call him a bum?
Okay.
You did call him a bum, right? That much we agree on. You
I
called him a
why
bum.
are you okay? Well, okay. Why are you asking, stating the obvious? You saw the video. Like
Okay, so
I don't. Hold on. Hold on.
since
Hold
you're
on,
here
bro.
right
Hold
now,
on.
right? You are here
Hold on.
right now.
Hold on.
So
I feel like you're not letting me respond. So pipe the fuck down for a second, please. So you did see the video that I made about Vanis Martirosyan and Golovkin fight. You saw it. Okay, great. In that video, I made a lot of points and I explained using video footage why I believe Vanis Martirosyan was the better fighter. Contrary to that, I made a video about whatever the fuck his name was. I already forgot. The guy, the bum that fought Inoue. We'll just call him a bum from now on.
Jamie
Uh,
McDonald.
Jamie McDonald. And in that video, I contrasted and I showed exactly what he didn't do, and then I showed how Vanes did that. So
so
I
how hard
want
is
to
it for
know.
you to iterate those same
Hold on a
points?
second. Please don't interrupt me. I'll let you respond. Don't worry. So I am wondering why I have to come on here and repeat everything as if you hadn't seen the video. In other words, since you saw the video, and you responded to it, how about instead of me repeating what I had already done and backtracking, why don't you address the points made in the video? That's where I'm just trying to progress the debate. So address the video.
All right.
Well, see, this is what's funny about Precise Pretender. He's acting like he didn't request this debate, and he's acting like it was a requisite that videos be watched when he just admitted on here that he didn't even watch my video, yet he's the one who's requesting a debate.
Well, I have to clarify things here. Number one, I don't even know. I think it was Bucho who set up the debate. I don't know if any one person requested a debate. But here's what we're gonna do, because we're going in circles. Precise is asking Ring IQ if he watched the video. Ring IQ says he watched one. So Precise contention seems to be, well, if you didn't watch the video, you can't. We can debate. So let's set up a point here that we can all agree to debate. All right. The point is that Precise said in his video, and I hope I'm getting this right, that the Martirosyan win from Golovkin was better than Inoue. Now, one of the things he criticizes Inoue and McDonald is that McDonald was weight drained. All right, so let's start with that. Is the win good or is it bad because it was weight drained? Are we making too much of the weight? Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Go ahead.
Jamie McDonald was on a 21 fight winning streak. Jamie McDonald had made weight because he still had his title. Had he not made weight, he wouldn't be holding that title to begin with. So to say that he's weight drained, there's not a lot of integrity in an opinion. Even if it is just an opinion, there are no facts to support it. Because Jamie McDonald still was, and still, well, up until he knew he knocked him the fuck out, but he was still the WBA champion. So at what point did you arrive to the conclusion that this fighter's weight is affecting him when there is no evidence to support that? You say that a
Well,
guy's weight drained. You tell me that a guy
yeah,
is weight drained. I'm
yeah,
going to look at whether or not he's been missing weight.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So it's my opinion that Vanes Martirosyan, and I substantiate that opinion, is a much better fighter than um, McDonald. Now, if you disagree, I don't care. I don't have a problem with that. It's your opinion. Now, if you think that you saying words and talking what you think is debating, you could change my opinion. Well, I mean, good luck with that. I said what I had to say, right? Like, for example, that he was a drained fighter. You disagree, fine. It's your right to disagree. I expressed my opinion. I supported my opinion with uh, facts, with evidence, with what
What's
I
the
saw.
evidence that he was drained?
Hold on. I supported my opinion with facts and evidence and things that I saw, that I noticed myself. And if you didn't see that, then that's okay with me. I don't have a problem with that. What I don't
Okay,
understand is what I don't hold on. What I don't understand is, because you seem to think that you could talk at me. You seem to think that you could call me names, which I don't appreciate, by the way. You seem to think that you could make all these uh, non-arguments, basically insulting me, right? Like, oh, it's funny, ha, ha, shit videos. This guy is this and this and that. Those are not arguments, by the way. None of those are arguments. But
you
you
haven't
seem to
addressed a
think
single point. Like I
but
asked you for
you
what's the
seem to
evidence
you
that
seem
you
to
saw that
think
he was
you
drained?
seem to think you seem to think that you could get on here and impose your opinion on mine. I stated what my opinion is. If you disagree with my opinion, that is fine. Let me explain this to you, since I already stooped down to this fucking lowbrow level. You can't. There's no way to debate opinion. Okay, the thing that you can
We're not here to
debate
debate
is,
opinions. You said that you saw evidence. You had facts. What are the facts? What are the facts that Jamie McDonald was missing weight? What are the facts that he was struggling to make weight? If I tell you Javante Davis is struggling to make 130, I got proof because he actually missed weight and had to give up his IBF title. So you tell me. You say you
okay.
saw
Well, let's
evidence. What
say
did you see?
Okay, well then let's say that you didn't look. This is what you're not understanding. I could present all the evidence, and I could say this is what I base my opinion on, and I already know that you're gonna disagree, right? And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I already know you're gonna disagree. So how about we save ourselves some time, and instead of me giving the evidence that I already gave in a video,
But we're not here to talk
and
about the evidence in the video. I'm asking you
yeah.
directly, what is the evidence
Well,
that you
okay,
saw?
but you're not
You're
following you're not
characterizing what you
following the
saw in your
point that I'm
video that
making
you
here.
just
Hold on.
did.
Hold
You
on,
just did
guys,
that
guys.
video.
Yeah. Look, let me finish, dude. Like, do I jump over you and
All right.
and
Let's just keep talking. Just
I let you
let's.
talk, bro. Let me talk. So, I'm gonna present the evidence as I see it, and I already know you're gonna disagree. So that's not gonna surprise me. That's not gonna do anything for me, right? I already know you're gonna disagree. So I'm saying let's just skip through all that bullshit, right? You're gonna disagree. You have your own opinion, which I respect, by the way. You don't respect mine for some odd reason, and point out where these inconsistencies are in my axiomatic framework. Look, I look at boxing the way I look at boxing. You have a different way of looking at boxing. We don't have to meet. Expose my way of looking at boxing, my axiomatic framework, and expose me for the inconsistencies that you keep talking about. So please tell me where I have been inconsistent in my judgment of fighters out there.
Well, you've been inconsistent where you say it's your contention that Vanez is a better fighter than Jamie McDonald, even though Vanez has lost to every elite level opponent he's ever faced. And he wasn't a title holder at 154 or 160. What validates an opinion like that? All opinions are based on something. They're either based on imagination, creativity, or facts. Whereas yours just seems to accommodate the fighters that you like. Because I mean, anybody could have looked at Vanez and seen that guy doesn't belong in the ring with Triple G. But according to
Okay.
you, it's your contention. It's your contention that Vanez was a better win than moving up
Yeah.
heavyweight to fight
Right.
Jamie McDonald for a
Right.
version of a
Right.
title.
That is my contention. Yes. Uh,
Okay, so
Good
what's it
going,
based
Sherlock.
on? That's a simple
You're
question.
you're a
What is it based
brilliant
on? It's
you're
not a
a
complicated
brilliant
question.
All
brilliant
right, hold
man.
on.
You're a
Let's stick
brilliant
to the
guy.
Glad
points.
that you don't
Hold on.
jump in, but I'm asking you a direct question. You don't
Well,
have to
then
keep
shut up
talking about
then shut
somebody
up
you
and let me
fought.
Okay, okay, hold
answer.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Yo,
hold on, hold
You
on.
asked me a
Alright,
question, bro.
Hold on, please. Let's. We gotta keep this. It's going in circles. People in the chat room are saying it's going in circles, and I agree. We have to listen. Precise. You're saying you don't want to reiterate what you said in your video, but I mean, we got no choice here because otherwise we just might as well end it right now. You know what I mean? I mean,
Okay, right, right.
so please
So
humor us,
the
and
what I'm being accused of, look, what you guys don't understand is that he doesn't like my opinion. And
mm,
my question is, well, but where is, look, you look at the world the way you look at the world. I look at the
we're not
world the way
talking
I
about
look
the
at the
world.
world.
We're talking about
Hold on.
Vanez. You seem to be
Okay, well,
struggling to
you
stay on the topic. We're not talking about
okay.
the world. We're talking about Vanez.
Okay. So you look at boxing and fighters, and you judge fighters, the quality of fighters, the way you judge them. I have a different framework of how I judge them. Now, if you think you can sit there and impose your view of boxing onto me, you're completely fooling yourself because that's never going to happen unless you could point out these inconsistencies you keep talking about in my axiomatic framework. And I'm going to ask you one more time, what is the inconsistency in the way? Because look, I made a video. You, let's say you seem to, your framework seems to be how many fighters they won, how many fighters did they beat, how many titles they won, whatever BoxRec says. That's the way you look at it, right? And I don't have a problem with that. That's how you look at it. Stick to your own standards, right? I have different standards. My standards were
What's your
clearly
standard? The
outlined.
amount of fights a guy loses against top tier
So
competition?
my standards again were clearly,
Yo, what are Vanez's biggest wins, man? You know all about Vanez,
so
right?
my
Your
standards,
axiomatic
let me
framework
finish
tells
so you
you that
can,
he's a better fighter.
hold on,
Okay,
hold
so
on.
tell me
Let's
what
okay, go
makes him a
ahead.
better fighter. It shouldn't be hard if you're right here on the line.
can I
You
Alright,
talking
answer the,
about a
precise, go
video
ahead.
like
Hold
I'm
on,
asking you. We're
ring,
right here,
ring.
right?
all
So tell
right.
me based on your
Let's
axiomatic framework
let's
what makes Vanez a better fighter. It shouldn't be that hard to answer a direct question,
alright,
especially if you made a 35-minute video about it.
alright, precise, go ahead.
well, okay. So again, before you interrupted me, you have a certain way of looking at boxing. Okay. I have a different way of looking at boxing. Now, seeing as you responded saying that there are inconsistencies in the way in which I look at boxing, I would like you to point out what those inconsistencies are. And had you seen the video, you would know that the way I judge the quality of a fighter is by studying the film and noticing how they act in the ring. Now, I have no problem with you looking at BoxRec and titles and
Well,
all that. I
that's
mean, I could.
assuming. I mean, that's really assuming you're already making inaccurate inferences right there. Because I mean, I've seen Vanez several times. I've seen him lose against Demetrius Andrade. I saw him draw with Lara, then lose the rematch. I also saw him lose to Charlo. So when I see a
Mhm.
guy say that one fighter is better than the other, even though he loses to every top level opponent he faces, I would have to ask, on what premise are you saying that this fighter is better than that fighter when this fighter is pretty much, his claim to fame is a draw with Lara. That's it. That's the best thing he's
Okay.
ever done at junior middleweight.
Okay.
But
Well, let
you
me
say,
explain
you
to
say,
you.
you
Uh
say
huh.
that
Go
he's a
ahead.
better fighter. I'm asking you,
Right.
okay, so what's better about him if he can't secure the victories? These fighters
He's a.
aren't spending these weeks in camp to lose,
All right,
You
let's
don't,
try
Okay.
to
you
keep
don't.
things
So
concise. Ask a question and then just let the other person answer. All right, guys, please let's
So
keep.
when I was answering, telling you why I think he's a better fighter, you started laughing at me very disrespectfully. Fair enough. You didn't let me
You're
answer the
very sensitive.
question. No, I'm not sensitive. Well, whatever. It's hey, it doesn't matter what I am. That's not what this debate is about. So don't make it about me, please.
Right.
Thank
It's
you. Now, the
about
reason, right, the reason why we're
the
going in
premise. Answer the
circles,
question right.
look, okay, the reason why we're going in circles is because you don't seem to understand that for every opinion that you have, okay, I'm going to have a different opinion. For example, you say you saw him lost to this or that guy. Well, I saw him win, right? But it's ultimately based on opinion, right? That's how we decide how good or bad a fighter is. You saw him lost, I saw him
It's
win,
not
and
my
we're not
opinion that
likely.
he lost to Charlo. I
Right?
mean, he's
Hold on.
got a professional record. He's
Yeah.
got a professional
Okay.
record. It's not my
Right,
opinion that he
but
lost.
you're interested in my framework right now, right?
No,
So
you're
I'm trying
interested
to
in
answer.
mine because you invited
No,
me
I'm not.
here.
I'm
Now you're
actually
avoiding
not
the
at all.
question.
No, I'm not at all interested in how you look at boxing at all. And I've
Then
made
why?
that pretty
Oh,
clear
oh,
at the beginning.
really? So then why did you invite me to this debate to deflect to your
Okay.
opinion
Well, hold on, hold
or
Okay.
on.
to
Bucho,
facts?
The
Bucho
reason
invited. All right,
the
Bucho
reason why I
invited people.
invited you is because you're talking about me, and I would rather have you talk to me. I
Well,
would rather communicate.
let's backtrack. Who made a video? Who made a video about the other? Because you're talking about a recent video that I made, whereas you already made a video about me and how I score fights, even though I score fights the way fights are scored. You actually got the ball rolling on that, but now you're playing the victim as if you're being ambushed when you requested a debate, and your answer to everything seems to be, well, it's my opinion. Well, fights aren't scored based on your opinion. Fighters are not graded based on your opinion.
Okay. So,
None of these things are a matter of your opinion, yet you requested a debate, and all you've got to answer for is well, it's my opinion.
but because
Well, I
it
mean,
is
it can
my
be your
opinion.
opinion. It can be your opinion that the sky is pink. When I look outside, I see blue, and the rest of these people see blue. So
Right,
when you say you see pink, people are
right,
going to ask you,
right,
okay, what's that based on?
right. So you're repeating basically the argument that I made at the very beginning of this debate, that it's senseless to debate opinion because you
Then
have
why'd
an.
you request for one? Then why'd you request for one? Because you're the
Well,
one
if you let me
requesting a
answer the
debate.
question, which I already did, maybe you'll understand. The reason why I asked for you to come on is because I saw that you were talking about me, and I would rather have you talk to me. Now, as far as a video that I made many moons ago about the way you score fights, uh, uh, I guess I'm not the butthurt one here after all. But hey, that's just me taking a
Well, I
little
mean, you're
shot
the
at
one
you.
who requested a debate, so your butt must hurt.
Right,
I
I
didn't go
did.
to your page requesting a debate.
No, 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 no. Look,
You're the
I'm
one who
not at
invited
all
me.
offended, man. Look, I have no problem with. I don't watch your channel. I have no problem with your
It's
videos.
funny
I
how
was
you don't
told.
watch my channel, but you did make a video about it. And
Okay,
then you
yeah,
act brand
right,
new when I say, "Well, you got the ball rolling. You went to my channel to
yeah.
make a
Oh,
video."
yeah, I did. So,
What do you mean
I didn't
so?
want.
You're the one who's saying you're the one who's acting like you're being ambushed, like you didn't ask
No,
for
no, no,
this.
no, no,
You
not at
asked
all.
for this.
No, that's not. I'm not being ambushed at all. I have no ill will toward you. I have no bad blood toward you.
Well, I didn't say
I
you
let me
did. I'm
re.
I'm addressing the points that we're here to talk about. That's what I'm
Okay,
doing.
all
We're here to
right.
talk
Well,
about you think that Vanez, it's a simple question. You think it's your opinion that
it's my
Vanez is a
opinion.
better fighter? Yes,
Yes.
we talked about that already.
Yeah.
Everybody here knows. You
So why
think
are you
that
repeating it?
Vanez, well, because we just want to ask you what's that based on? Because the performances don't tell that story.
I
Your
test.
professional record doesn't tell that story.
No,
So
to me it does. But to me, look,
you
bro,
saying you judge
to
fighters
me, bro,
based
to
on
me,
feelings? Is
do you
that what
not
you judge a
All
fighter
understand?
right,
based on?
hold on.
Your
Now it's getting
feelings?
out of hand.
Well,
It's
hold
getting
on.
out of hand,
It's
guys,
all
guys,
over the
guys.
place here.
We gotta get back
It's
to the original point, all right? Because some people are saying, "What's the video?" No, I don't want to watch the video. Let's get back to the fucking Inoue versus Martirosyan win, all right? Because we're comparing Inoue's win to McDonald against Golovkin's win to Martirosyan. That's how the whole thing started, all right? So now, precise, you're saying it's all opinion. So what do we do?
yeah.
Do we just end it there? It's
Well,
Europe.
no, 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 no. Look, are you guys not listening to me? He said there are inconsistencies in my opinion. So
Right.
I've been asking for him to tell me what these inconsistencies in my opinion, the way I look at boxing, are. Instead of doing that, he's trying to jam down my throat his view of boxing, something that I would never dare to do to him because I think it's disrespectful and I think it's bigoted not to respect somebody's opinion. So the only so and in
So
other words,
didn't you
and
disrespect my opinion when you made a video about how I score a fight, even though I score a fight on the premise that the judges score a fight? Effective aggression, clean punching, ring generalship, and defense. And you
no,
made a video about that.
okay, well, let me answer that. I critiqued your opinion, and I critiqued it on the basis that it was an uninformed opinion. Okay, now we could sit
Uninformed,
here
yet
and
you're the one calling
Hold
Vanes
on, hold on.
Martirosyan a better fighter than a guy who's winning as opposed to a guy who's losing.
that's a non sequitur. That doesn't make any sense, bro. That is not an
It makes
argument.
perfect sense. These guys don't train in
No, it
kangaroos, and their
doesn't,
records don't
bro.
improve based on the number of fighters that beat them.
Look, let me try to explain this one more time because, man, this is so lowbrow. It's
You asked
you
for
have
it.
your opinion.
Low brow, but you asked for it.
Hold on. Let's get back to
Yeah,
the points. Let's get back to the points. Forget about who asked for the debate. Precise. Reiterate it, please.
I'm basically being accused of being inconsistent in the way that I view boxing, not being inconsistent in the way that he views boxing, because that's retarded. Why should I be consistent with anybody except myself, right? If I am true to myself, then that's all that matters. Now, him saying that I am inconsistent, he must have noticed a hypocrisy, a double standard, somewhere where I have gone wrong within my own framework of how I look at boxing. So
I
instead
have
of trying to, hold on, let me just finish. So instead of just trying to jam down my throat, force me to accept your opinion, which is fucking second grade level type shit, why don't you
said the guy
tell
who
me?
thinks that Vanez
Why
is
don't hold on,
a
dude?
fighter.
Why don't you tell me? And please answer this question, because this is the accusation you came with in the first place. Please tell me where I have been inconsistent in the way that I look at boxing.
All right, so that's the point here. That's the point. That where has Precise been inconsistent? Let's go with that. Let's keep going with that. Ring IQ, please, if you will.
Okay, I can highlight a numerous amount of areas where he's been inconsistent with his own logic on a myriad of subjects.
Mhm.
He calls clean fighters dirty, calls dirty fighters clean. He said Vanez Martirosyan is a better fighter than Jamie McDonald, but he really can't iterate as to why. He just alludes to his opinion. Yet, you know, I mean, an opinion is nice and all, but these fighters aren't rated based on opinions, and their records don't improve based on opinions. They improve based on their ability to win. Now, we know that Vanez isn't coming off a win. He's coming off a loss. We know that Vanez hasn't been active, and he's really not even a top-rated fighter. This guy's been out of action for 2 years. So it shouldn't be this arduous to answer a simple question. What evidence is there that Vanez is a better fighter than Jamie McDonald? What evidence is there? You had enough to say about it that you made a 35-minute video. Yet all you've brought here is, well, it's my opinion. Well, that's nice. I mean, it's my opinion that
Are you saying I'm not entitled to my
Hold
opinion?
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let Ring
No,
IQ
no,
finish.
hold on.
Let Ring
my
IQ finish.
opinion that Ben Affleck is a better Batman than Christian Bale. That's my opinion. But we're not talking about something as ethereal as that. We're talking about boxers and boxing that has facts and stats and tangible evidence of who the real top level fighters are. There's plenty of evidence you can provide if that's what you really believe. Seems to me that you can't back up that claim that Jamie McDonald is a bum and Vanez Martirosyan and his myriad of losses is the better fighter. I mean, this guy's lost to every top level opponent that he's faced. He's lost. So I guess that you think that guys are great fighters based on their ability to lose fights? I don't understand. Surely you can tell me because you had 35 minutes to talk about it. You had 35 minutes to talk
Okay,
about a
so
4 minute fight.
okay, so here's the problem. When you make a statement, an accusation, when it comes
You
to me,
made an
uh,
accusation that I don't know if it's qualified as a guy that I
can
think
I
won.
retort, please? When you
Go
make
ahead.
a statement, about me, and then you make another accusation, and then you make a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth, you start to confuse the entire debate, where I have already forgotten what you said in the first place. That is not a very uh, efficient way of debating. So what is the first thing that you said? Fighters don't, so I could address all of your points, right? Fighters don't improve based on, what did you say?
Your opinion.
Fighters don't improve based on my opinion?
Mm-hmm.
Where did I say that fighters
Well,
improve
you
based on
said
my
you
opinion?
said you said that Vanez is a better fighter
In my
than Jamie
opinion, yeah.
McDonald. You said in your opinion. Okay. What's that
Right.
opinion
So,
based on?
okay, so
What is
let me
it based on?
respond. So, how did you make the logical leap from, in my opinion, Van is being a good fighter, to me saying that fighters don't improve
Well,
based on opinion?
no, 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 no,
Could
no,
you
no, no.
clarify? Could you clarify?
Don't try to change what was said. It's not whether or not he's a good
No,
fighter.
no, no. I'm
He's
not
fighting at
trying
the
to
world
change what
level.
was
He's fighting at
said.
the world level. He's
You
fighting at the
accused
world level.
me,
So he's a
bro.
good fighter. You said
Bro,
Jamie McDonald is a bum, but you don't seem to want to tell us as to why. You said Vanez is a better fighter than him, but you don't want
he
to tell us
is.
why. What's the evidence?
All right,
The
let's go with
evidence
that.
is the
Yeah.
the film that I look at, right? I look
Well,
at
we're
the
not
film.
watching the film.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
That's
Let
how I
Precise.
do it. But
No,
why
hold on.
am I not allowed to look at
Yeah.
film? Is that what you're
Hold on,
saying?
hold
What are
on,
you
hold on.
saying?
Hold on, hold
Explain
on.
your position. Why, like,
Explain
how
your,
you
yeah,
analyze
based on
fights and
the,
fights.
you've seen the evidence, Precise. You have the evidence on your channel. Explain to us why McDonald is not as good an opponent as Martirosyan.
Well, because He didn't have a jab in that fight. He didn't feint. He was bouncing around on his toes, meaning he wasn't. It took him a while to set his feet and throw punches. He was. He seemed. I saw a lot of openings, right? I saw a lot of openings for McDonald that he didn't take advantage of. He seemed to be afraid. On top of that, he had very poor balance. He seemed very much weak, and I posited it was because. And look, it's not like I'm the only one who said this. His team said this. Everybody else that watched the fight and noticed it said it. A lot of people said that the guy was drained. I mean, when you're rehydrating, what was it, 30? I forget now, 32 pounds or something at 118 pounds. That's tremendous. Of course, he was drained. I don't know how you could draw any other conclusion. But basically, what I did is I looked at the fact that he wasn't counterpunching, his timing was off, he had a bunch of openings that he wasn't able to take advantage of, and I pointed out why that was. Conversely, when I watched Vanes Martirosyan, I saw how in the first round he was able, even though Golovkin was throwing a punch, playing defense, and then looking to play. Golovkin was basically going from offense to defense to offense to defense, right? He was being very cautious on the way in. He was taking his time. He wasn't just giving Vanes Martirosyan anything. Vanes had to work to get stuff done, and he was still able to counter Golovkin in the first round, which is why I said that he had very good timing, right? Now we can sit here and say, oh, he was coming off a 2-year layoff, blah, blah, blah. He had poor timing. Now I ask the audience, what is more credible, to look at what's happening in the ring and judge his timing as such, or to say that he was coming off a 2-year layoff, which necessarily, in every single case, always, without fail, means he has poor timing? The audience could answer that one for themselves. In other words, this is why I believe, and this is just, I'm not trying to force this opinion onto anybody else, but this is why I believe that studying film, something that trainers do, something that fighters do, something that students of the game do, I believe that studying the film and looking at the fighter in the ring and taking into consideration some of the things I just pointed out right now, to me, that is a better way of judging a fighter than looking at BoxRec. But that's just me, and I don't care if he agrees or doesn't. I'm still waiting to hear where my inconsistencies
All
are,
right,
and
all right.
some evidence for my inconsistencies.
All right, so now we got something to work with here. Precise is saying that based on what he saw in the ring, right? In the ring, the timing, the technique, the skills, ring IQ. How do you respond to that?
BDA, let me just say one thing, please.
One
One thing,
last thing,
please. We
please.
had a lot. We had a lot to work with before Ring IQ refused to work. But
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
let's
So
leave
I
the
had to
past.
stoop down to this level, which I
All
didn't
right,
want
so
to do,
let's leave the
but I got
past.
dragged down to this,
Let's leave the
dumb
past
shit.
in the
So
past, and we'll stick.
okay.
Okay,
We'll keep
okay. I'm
going
gonna
forward.
answer his question, and first I'm gonna address the BS. You can stop acting like you were ambushed. You asked for a debate, and you got one. And it only took all of one day to set up. So you can stop acting like I don't know why you're doing that. Maybe you're trying to act like a victim for moral support. Now, to address the points, this guy is assuming that I didn't watch these fights. This guy is assuming that I don't know Vanez Martirosyan, which is silly. His main talking point seems to be box rec. Yes, box rec is evidence of what is recorded, but I've actually seen all of these fights. So I don't know why you would even allude to that point. You're talking about a fighter who showed no punch resistance at all, a fighter who showed no head movement at all, couldn't keep his head away from the center line at all. You're talking about a fighter who we know wasn't at the elite level at middleweight. He hasn't fought anybody there. He hasn't fought anybody in 2 years. And the last time he did fight, he lost. And if we look a little further to the back and we review some film based on what's in box record, however you want to slice it, when we review some film, this is a guy who's lost pretty much to every elite level opponent he's faced. So if a guy tells me that a dude who's 3 for 3 in his last 6 is better than a guy who's won 21 fights consecutively, hasn't lost a fight since 2008, you think that the other guy's better. I'm going to ask why. Because I've seen both of them get starched, but it's your contention that one is better than the other. You're the one who has to substantiate that, and you're the one who asked for a debate. The ball's in your court to make that materialize. Because everybody knew Vanez is a fish out of water. Vanez is a fish out of water. Jamie McDonald wasn't a fish out of water with Inouye, but Vanez was a fish out of water with Golovkin. Vanez was probably the most underqualified opponent Golovkin has faced in recent times. Even more underqualified than Kell Brook, who at least lasted 5 rounds. But
All
you
right, now hold on a second
did.
here. Before we
Okay,
continue, we gotta ask Ring IQ. People in the chat room are saying that your volume is a little low. Are you speaking into your phone or into a
You,
microphone, an external mic?
I'm speaking into my phone.
Okay, if you could maybe get it closer or as close as possible as you can, or maybe upgrade the volume or something, because people in the chat room say they're having a hard time hearing on the YouTube stream. So, all right, so Precise said that he's thought based on what he saw in the ring, Inoue against McDonald did not look good. Now, Ring IQ is countering, saying that Vanis wasn't good based on his layoff and on the fact that his record has been poor in the sense that he has never beaten the top opponents he's fought. Precise, how do you respond to that?
Well, again, just to repeat, I am not acting like a victim. I am trying to establish a sequence of events here. Now, when I didn't, for example, make my video about you and how whatever I did there, forget about all that. You did not come to me and ask to debate me, and that's fine. When you made a video about me, I said, hey, come talk to me. That is not acting like a victim. That is being proactive and reaching out. Now, I don't understand why you would say that's being a victim, but hey, we'll let the audience decide if that's being a victim or not. Reaching out to somebody, being proactive. Anyway, you also said that I assume that you did not watch these fights. Can you provide some evidence for that statement, please?
Well, you're the one referencing BoxRec. When did I reference BoxRec as the primary method to review fights? You did that. I didn't do
Okay,
that. You did that.
right. Okay, yeah, right. I did
You
mention
did that. You
BoxRec, but
brought up BoxRec.
Hold
I
on, hold
didn't
on, hold
yeah,
on,
mention
hold
it.
on.
Why
I
would
Please,
I
just
let's
agreed
reference it?
with
let's
you.
ask. Hold on, hold on, hold
hold
on,
on,
hold
hold
on,
on.
hold on,
Let's
hold
calm
on.
down.
Let's
No,
ask a
no
question.
rules.
Jesus.
Let's
All right, all
No
right.
let's ask.
rules.
Here's what we're gonna
No
do. Here's what we're
Guys,
gonna do.
calm
Please,
down.
please.
This
Here's
is
what we're
okay.
gonna do. Ask a question and just wait for the other person to respond. Don't keep asking the same question over and over, please, because we're gonna be here all night. You guys can talk all night long, so
Dude,
we gotta slow you. We gotta rein you back a little bit so that this doesn't last all night. All right. So
I'm agreeing with the guy, and he just keeps fucking driveling on when I'm
all
agreeing
right.
with you.
Listen,
Yes.
listen. Okay. So listen. What was
I
so
would like
essentially?
to be able to make my point, and I would like to have them answered, and I will gladly answer any points you make, as long as they're concise and you don't bury them in a mountain of other fucking irrelevant points. Now, I never assumed you did not watch those fights. I never said that. That was a strawman argument you pulled out of your ass. The reason why I likened what you're doing to BoxRec is because you didn't explicitly say that you watched those fights and this is what you saw. At that point in time, you didn't say that. So going to BoxRec is basically your whole approach to it was basically as if I were to go. You weren't providing basically any more evidence than BoxRec would. That's all I said, which in and of itself does not assume that you did not watch those fights. So I don't know where that came from. Now, again, you could have an opinion. I have no problem with your opinion. You still haven't changed my mind about my opinion because I'm still waiting for an inconsistency. And I heard an accusation that I call clean fighters dirty and dirty fighters clean. So I would like to hear an example of to back up because look, there was a moment where he's accused me of all these things, but never backed up a single point with any evidence. So let's go back and please tell me what clean fighters I call dirty and dirty fighters clean.
Didn't you make an Andre Ward video ahead of the second fight talking about Andre Ward is a steroid user? You didn't do that. You think people forgot? You did that. Now
Did I?
Alexander Povetkin. No, no, no.
Did
Listen to me.
I?
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Now I'm trying to finish my point because
Well, you asked
that's
me a
not over.
question. Can I answer the question, please?
Can
Before,
I finish?
Okay,
All
Because
no,
right.
wait,
Hold
wait,
on a
hold
second.
on.
All right.
but
but
you
then don't
spoke
Let
for
me
ask
like
me.
let's
5 minutes.
Then
Please
don't
ask.
ask me a question. If you're
Listen, we
asking a
can't.
question, a question is
Here's
followed
what
by
we
an
can
answer,
do.
right?
Here's what
Isn't
we
that a
can do.
civil way to debate
Here's
somebody?
what we
Well,
can.
we're
When you
Here's
ask
what
a
we
still
can
asking the
question,
do.
question.
Bucho, help me out here, man. Come on. Here's what we can do. We can't stack question after question after question. Otherwise,
Well,
we're gonna go around
exactly.
in
I'm not
circles. All right,
stacking a
please.
question after a question. I
Yeah,
was
you
gonna
are.
highlight the inconsistency. How he
was that a
calls clean
rhetorical
fighters
question?
dirty
Or?
and dirty
Go
fighters
ahead. Go
clean.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Now
Go ahead.
you made two videos about two separate subjects. You made a video about Andre Ward and how it was your contention again that he's a dirty fighter. He's a dirty fighter based on your assumptions. But a fighter who actually tested positive for not one but two performance enhancing drugs, you
Uh
called
huh.
that guy innocent.
Okay, let me answer. Um, yes. Did I posit that I think Andre Ward is on PEDs? Absolutely, that's what I think. It was my opinion. I think I'm pretty much entitled to it. Did I ever say that Povetkin? I was very careful with this, so please find the evidence to the contrary, because you won't be able to find any evidence. Did I say? Did I ever say? Hold on. Did I ever say that Povetkin was a clean fighter? No. What I said, he was innocent. Let me explain the difference to you. Uh, Throughout the whole Povetkin ordeal, I was very careful to say I am not saying he is a clean fighter. Why? Because the way I look at boxing, and all the guys on the podcast know this, is that I say everybody's on PEDs. Isn't this correct, BDA? Don't I say this all the time, that
PED,
everybody's on PEDs? Even Manny Pacquiao, my favorite fighter, right?
According to
Yep.
Precise, he says everybody is on it and everybody should. So we just gotta
Okay.
get that
When
settled
I
there.
was talking about Povetkin being innocent, what I meant by that is that he is innocent until proven guilty. So that is by no means an inconsistency. It's your failure to catch the nuance of what's being said. Is there another supposed inconsistency that you
All
can
right,
think of
let's let
as
Ring
far as
IQ.
me calling clean fighters dirty and vice versa?
Oh yeah, I mean you didn't exactly explain. I mean I don't know what the wordplay is, but you called him innocent. What is he innocent of if he was suspended and removed from all the ranks? What is he
Okay,
innocent of if not
innocent.
only Meldon? You're gonna cut me off now? You're gonna cut me off?
Please, please, please. Yes, please.
Well,
No
you're
cutting
asking
off,
a
please. No
question.
cutting off.
What is he innocent of when they found meldonium in the system, which had just made the banned list, but immediately after that, he also tested positive for Osterin, which was on the banned list for something like what 6, 7 years. So when you say that
Right,
he's innocent, what is he
right.
innocent of?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
To repeat what I had
What's
just
your opinion?
stated a second ago, no, it's not my opinion. It was never proved in a court. Did you? Okay, by the way, did you catch that he just won his lawsuit against Deontay Wilder? Did you know about that? Question.
Oh yeah, I know about that. Now I don't know
So you
what
know
game he
about.
won.
Okay, so you know about Povetkin winning his court case against Deontay Wilder. You know about that. And even though you know that nothing was proved in the court of law, meaning by all available legal definitions that the man is innocent, even though you knew that, you're still acting as if he was guilty. Now, again, to reiterate, I never stated that Alexander Povetkin never took any PEDs. I actually stated that he most likely did, just as I stated that I believe Andre Ward did PEDs, just as I stated every fighter, in my opinion, it's safe to assume, is on PEDs. Him, and this isn't wordplay, this is being very much precise with your words. When I say the man was innocent and I turned out to be correct, all I was talking about is that you cannot prove guilt in this case. And that's exactly what happened. So I don't understand what the contention is and how I'm being inconsistent here.
Is this my turn? Okay, it's my turn. Well, Povetkin was never proven innocent of not having PEDs in his system, and the court case wasn't even regarding that. The court case was regarding the damages owed to Wilder due to the cancellation. The cancellation was the nature of the court case, not the PEDs. It is beyond a shadow of a doubt that they found performance enhancers in his system, and as a result of that, he was in fact removed from all the ranks. The court case wasn't about his PEDs, so I don't know why you would attach one to the other when the court case was in relation to Wilder pulling out of the fight. But he pulled out of the fight because the WBC canceled the goddamn thing. So what's he going to go to Russia for and fight him anyway? Whereas you're
Okay.
likening that to him being innocent of what exactly? Being innocent of what? What
Can
is
you
he innocent of?
please okay, can you please point out, because where I stated that he didn't have PEDs in the system, did I ever say that?
Well, I'm asking you a direct question. What is he innocent of? I've already asked this three
But
times.
you just accused me
I've
of
asked this three
intimating.
times.
Yeah,
You still didn't
you
answer.
just okay. Look, Ring Nike, you just accused me of intimating that he never had PEDs in the system, which would be
So
an
I asked you, what is
idiotic,
he innocent of?
thing to say, because we all knew he had meldonium in the system. Look, nobody followed the case. Nobody in this hangout followed the case closer than I have. So of course there were PEDs in the system. Duh. Good going, Sherlock. And the whole case was about PEDs. So for you to sit here and say the case wasn't about PEDs, we're just gonna have to disagree about that because
We're not
the
have to,
whole the
have because the
whole
case.
the whole entire case was absolutely about PEDs. I don't understand why anybody would ever say that. Now, as far as him being innocent, that was the whole point of the case. Let me explain to you. Um, the whole crux of the argument was, well, did he take meldonium when it became illegal, or did he take meldonium when it was still legal? So at one point in time, it was okay for him to take it, and the assumption on the part of the defense was that, look, this is left because of how tiny the trace is. This is left over from legal long-term use, and it was on Deontay Wilder and his team to prove that that wasn't the case, and they failed to do that, meaning they never proved that he took meldonium when it became illegal. These are facts. This isn't debatable. These are facts. Now, as far as you saying that the WBC canceled the fight, there are in the court case we found out, and I will provide the documents for you to read. So keep watching my videos. In the court case, we found out, dude, you really shouldn't have picked on the Povetkin thing, man. That was your bad. In the court case, we found out that Deontay Wilder was on the phone with Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC president, telling him to suspend Povetkin, even though there wasn't enough evidence to do that. So, yes, ultimately, the WBC canceled the fight, but it was at the urging of Deontay Wilder. Just a minor detail there. I'm not really going to press that case too much because it's irrelevant. But the court of law in New York, American court of law, decided that Povetkin was innocent, something that I was alleging for a couple of years, and I was vindicated. So it's really disrespectful of you to know that he won his case about Deontay Wilder and still try to point that out as some kind of inconsistency when I was one of 2 or 3 people in the entire fucking YouTube universe who was consistent and absolutely correct about what transpired. I mean, the amount of intellectual dishonesty I have to deal with here is, well, poo poo.
All right, hold on a second. Before Ring IQ repost, Bucho, help me out here. So essentially, what happened was that Povetkin had traces amount of meldonium, but that it, according to the defense, they couldn't establish whether he had taken it when it was illegal. Is that what's going on here, Bucho?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, are you there?
So there's
Yeah.
no inconsistency.
All right,
I
so
still would like to hear
Do I get the
where
answer now? Do I get the answer now? Because there is a myriad
but
of information that he left out.
okay, go ahead,
what
Ring
did I
IQ.
leave out?
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
One,
Ring
Go
this
ahead.
is an
IQ.
ongoing case. Let's get that out of the way. One, this is an ongoing case. Yet I don't know. Maybe you think the case is closed. I really don't know. But this is actually an ongoing case. Two, Dr. Eichner, the same Dr. Eichner that was telling Bob Bennett, hey, we shouldn't. I mean, you can test Canelo's hair if you want to, but I mean, this is not a good test for this particular thing. That same Dr. Eichner that works with VADA, he's the one who said that it's not possible for these to be traces from 3 months ago or from before it made the banned list. This is from Dr. Eichner. That is a matter of fact. Anybody can look that up, and I'll provide the article for people to read it. And Dr. Eichner says specifically that these trace amounts that are in Povetkin's body are consistent with someone who would have used meldonium not that long ago. That's the fact. So for you to act like, well, he's been exonerated because, whatever, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you know that this is an ongoing case and that the funds are still in escrow. I mean, essentially, the funds are still in escrow. This wasn't a case to prove whether or not there was meldonium in Povetkin's body. They already knew it was there. They had to try to constitute when he took the meldonium. And they brought in Dr. Eichner. Lou DiBella brought in Dr. Eichner, and he told the courts that, well, I mean, the traces that we found in his body, they're consistent with someone who would have taken meldonium not that long ago. And he established a time frame, and that time frame would have been after the ban, not before. And that's why Povetkin was removed from the ranks, and that's why this is pretty much still an ongoing case. So I really don't know why you would think that he won. Maybe you're just quoting Ryabinski, which is what it sounds like, because that's pretty much what you've been doing. You've been just using a lot of Ryabinski quotes, and quoting Ryabinski is tantamount to quoting Oscar De La Hoya when it comes to Canelo. That I mean, like, why would you believe him? It's
Okay, well
still
those are not
ongoing.
arguments, bro. Those are not arguments. That's just like some emotional
Well, no, no.
stuff
Well,
to.
here I mean, let me put it in layman's terms for you because that's what I seem to have to do with you. It's an ongoing case. It's not over. Do you think it's over? Did you think it's over? The
What's
only one who's
ongoing?
saying, I
Okay,
mean, the only
okay, okay. What's ongoing, bro? Tell me what's ongoing.
well, I mean, Lou DiBella, Wilder's side of the argument, they're appealing all of this the same way that Ryabinski appealed the first decision I mean, the first conclusion that the courts arrived to. The first conclusion was that Wilder won. The second conclusion was that Povetkin won. But this is still an ongoing case. Yet I don't know, Lou. Do
Where's
you think it's
the so
conclusive?
where's the appeal stand at right now?
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's no further news on that right now. They're not talking about that right now. But
So how do you know it's so how do you know it's ongoing?
oh, because they said that. I mean, the articles that came out after Ryabinski, those quotes from Ryabinski, because that's what they were. They were quotes from Ryabinski. When those quotes came out, it was in these articles that Lou DiBella, Wilder side of the argument, those guys, they're going to appeal this the same way that Ryabinski appealed it. It's still ongoing. This isn't over.
Right, right. But the judge ruled in Povetkin's favor, right? We could agree on that, right?
Well, the judge ruled in Povetkin's favor that
Okay, okay,
Ryabinski would not have.
okay.
Oh no! Don't cut me off! Don't cut me off! Don't cut me off! The judge ruled in Povetkin's favor that they wouldn't have to pay Wilder damages. Wilder's not coming out of pocket any money. None of these guys are coming out of pocket any money. The
When did
only
I
money
say he
that was going to
was?
come out of pocket was Ryabinski's own money, not
Okay,
Wilder's.
can you please tell me where I said that Wilder is coming out of pocket for this? Is
Well, no, I
there
mean you said that Povetkin was innocent. That's what you said. That's what the initial argument is all about. Well, okay, what's he
right?
innocent of?
And that's what the judge ruled. The judge ruled you cannot prove that he's guilty, and if you can't prove that he's guilty, that means he's innocent. That's what the judge in the case ruled. Do we agree on that?
Yeah, we agree on that. We agree
Okay,
on that.
okay,
That
all
that's
right.
what that
And
was the last.
you're saying the funds are in escrow. Could you please provide some evidence for that claim?
Well, yeah, we're gonna
Do
have
you
to
have
get the art. We're gonna have to get the
do
articles
you
from
have
both parties.
evidence?
Hold
No,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no.
on,
Do you have,
hold on. Can
bro?
we can we
Simple
get that
question.
article? Can
Do
we
you have evidence
let's
that
get
the
the
funds
article?
are in escrow? Do you have evidence?
Yes, I do because that's the last word on the
You do.
subject.
All
That's
right,
the
but
last
hold
word
on.
on the matter. That's the last word on the matter. The funds that were frozen were Ryabinski's funds. He was gonna have to
Yes,
pay
I know
damages
that.
to
Yes,
Wilder.
I
Hold
know
on,
that.
precise.
Yes, I
Please
know
don't
that.
interrupt. Precise. Please
Yes,
don't
I.
interrupt. Please don't interrupt. Please don't interrupt. Go ahead, Ring.
Now, the funds that were in escrow were damages that were due to Wilder due to the cancellation of the fight. And what they were constituting was that Povetkin's actions, or whatever, his ineptitude, whatever you want to call it, but that he caused the cancellation of the fight because the WBC had to cancel it because they couldn't sanction a fight for a guy who just tested positive for banned substances. And that's what got the fight canceled. Thus, damages were due to Wilder because of Povetkin's actions. Now, Ryabinski was the one that was going to be paying out the damages. He was good. So the funds are Ryabinski's funds. And the only thing that he quote unquote won was his own money back. Well, because I mean, and it's still in escrow. It's not over because as long as this case is ongoing, well, that money's going to stay in escrow until a final verdict is reached. And this isn't over. But I guess you think it's over because of quotes from Andrzej Ryabinski, Povetkin's promoter, because you're gonna believe him. Okay, I mean, if you once again, you're the opinion guy, but you'd sooner believe Ryabinski. I mean, I'd sooner believe Oscar when it comes to Canelo than Ryabinski when it comes to Povetkin. And you're using his. I think you're using his quotes because it was his quotes that were used in those headlines. It was his.
Okay.
That's from
Okay.
him.
Yeah. Yeah. True. That's very true. So what you just engaged in is an ad hominem attack on Mr. Ryabinski. Just because you don't like the guy, or just
I
because you
didn't say
think
I didn't
he's
like him.
biased. Well, whatever. For whatever reason, Ryabinski, I don't know. You were implying something there. Just because it doesn't matter where the words come from. The only thing we're interested in whether or not they are true. And seeing as the judge ruled in Povetkin's favor, well, they are true. Now, as far as the funds being in escrow, and I'm not asking right now, but I would like to see evidence of that claim because I don't believe you. I'm contesting that claim. So at any point in time you want to make a video, no, I'm not saying right now, but please provide evidence for the funds being in escrow because you're making a statement of as if it were fact that I disagree with, and there's nothing to back it as far as I know. So please provide evidence for that. And as far as this being an ongoing case, please provide some evidence for that because I'm calling bullshit on that. And as far as you saying that those were damages due to Wilder, that's incorrect because that was going to be Wilder's purse for the fight, which was in escrow waiting for him in case the fight happened. So you're also incorrect when it comes to that. But
Well,
maybe we should move on from because
no,
it
no, we're
seems
not
like we
gonna move
do.
on. I mean, I got rebuttals
Oh,
for
we're
all
not.
that. I'm not gonna move on
He
from
wants
that.
to
Why would we?
repost. Go ahead, boxing.
Okay.
I mean, ring IQ.
Well, okay, those were damages, quote unquote. Maybe you're stuck on the jargon or whatever, but they were basically going to pay Wilder for a fight that he didn't even have. That's in the form of damages that you cost me money because you tested positive for PEDs. So this fight got canceled, so I didn't get paid. Those damages were going to be due to Wilder. If you're stuck on the jargon, then you're going to be here for a long time. But essentially, Ryabinski was going to have to pay Wilder because they were trying to constitute that it is Povetkin's fault that this fight didn't happen. And the first time out, the courts ruled in his favor. The second time out, the courts ruled in Povetkin's favor. But that the case is closed, I mean, that's a matter of fact that it's not closed. They said they're going to appeal this. They said they're going to try to get that $4 or whatever million. They said that, and it's in the same article. Now, if you
Okay.
want to believe, no, see, I'm not done. I let you talk. You got to let me talk. Now, if you want to believe Ryabinski, that's at your own discretion. But I mean, Ryabinski obviously has a stake in the matter because we're referring to his fighter, and that's his money. So of course he's gonna want to say that his fighters, oh, he's clean. I mean, I remember he was saying he was clean, even though this guy tested positive right after that for the Bermain Stavern fight for a different drug that does the same thing. So if you want to say that he's innocent, okay, what is he innocent of? What is he innocent of? Because
So you're saying that
it's your contention. It's your
Okay, well,
contention that he's
well, hold on a
innocent.
second. You guys, please do me a favor. Let us know when you're done asking a question because it's getting very difficult to know when you guys are done. All right, so please, ring IQ if you could wrap it up and let Precise respond.
Okay, oh, okay, it's my turn. Okay, well, your video alleged that he was innocent. The courts ruled in his favor, but that doesn't. I mean, I don't know where you think he's innocent. What is he innocent of? That's one. What is he innocent of? And two, weren't you aware that the case is ongoing? Because it sounds like you thought
okay,
it was over.
okay, okay, cool. So first error you made, you said that the court ruled in Deontay Wilder's favor. That is not technically correct. The jury ruled that they ruled with Deontay Wilder, but because they didn't have all the evidence that the judge did not rule in the case, and the case at that point in time was ongoing. Now, the only official ruling that matters is obviously the judges. The judge actually ruled and he proclaimed Povetkin innocent. And I think we already agreed on that. So that is what it is. As far as the whole damages thing, yeah, it's a matter of semantics. I'll concede there, no problem. Neither one of us was right or wrong. We just worded it differently. No, no big deal. Um, and then as far as saying that I believe Ryabinski, that's an ad hominem attack on Ryabinski because you're saying you're insinuating, and you could tell me if I'm getting this wrong. You're insinuating that Ryabinski is not a credible source because he has a stake in this. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Do you have a stake in this?
No, I mean he's not my fighter, and it's not my money.
Do you have a stake in being right in this debate?
Well, I would say so. I mean, you called me here, but yeah, I'd say that
So you have a stake in
credibility
this
is.
debate here.
Yeah,
So
credibility
if
has to be established.
Ryabinski,
That's the point of the debate.
if according to your own reasoning here, Ryabinski is not a credible source because he has, and this is the problem with ad hominem fallacies, by the way. You're saying that Ryabinski is not a credible source because he has a stake in this case. What you basically just did by also admitting that you have a stake in this case here is that you're not a reliable source yourself. But I'm going to let that one go because it's not that big of a deal to me, to be honest. I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies in your thinking. As far as what he's innocent of, read the verdict.
No, I mean, I was asking you about your video, but if Ryabinski's not credible, let's see that because you brought that up. Well, Ryabinski's not credible because during the Meldonium fiasco, he alleged that his fighter was innocent and he didn't take anything. And yet, immediately after that, ahead of a WBC eliminator for a Bermain Stavern fight, He tested positive again for a different drug. Right after Ryabinski said, my guy's not on anything. He came up, he even said his guy took some other tests with another anti-doping agency, and he said his guy came up clean. Only for months later for his guy to come up dirty again. So I'd say, yeah, he's not very credible. Not when you're his promoter, and not when we're talking about your money, and not when you just told the whole boxing public, hey, my fight is clean, and he tests dirty again, except this time it's a different drug. So I'd say, yeah, his credibility is pretty much tarnished at this point.
I never made any statements about Ryabinski's credibility or
Well,
the
where
lack
did I
thereof.
say you did? Where did I like? Where
No,
did
I
I
didn't
say
say
you
you
did?
did. I didn't say you did. I'm just responding. I don't care about Ryabinski's credibility or the lack thereof. You know, people make mistakes. Sometimes they're wrong. Maybe his fighter lied to him. None of that is important. What I'm saying here is that don't attack the man. Look at the credibility of his arguments. And ultimately, I think we agreed that the judge ruled that Povetkin is innocent. So I'm glad we came to an agreement. And if you don't mind, I would like to move on.
All right. Well, Ring IQ, anything to say about that?
Well, I mean, for starters, we may agree that the judge ruled at this end of the spectrum, at least right now. He did rule in favor of Povetkin right now, but once again, this is an ongoing case, the same way it was an ongoing case when he ruled in favor of Wilder. So why anyone would think that it's over, that well, that's it, that's all she wrote. I don't know why anyone would think that. Furthermore, I never attacked Ryabinski's character. I just attacked his credibility because, well, like I said, he said his fighter was clean and then his fighter came up dirty again. So it's kind of elementary at this point to see that, well, Ryabinski has a stake in the matter. So he's going to talk up his man and he's going to claim his innocence the same way that Oscar De La Hoya claimed Canelo's innocence. Both guys are full of shit. And
All right.
most people can make that inference.
All right, people
All
in
right.
the
So
chat are saying let's move on. So
yeah. So I just want to
Yeah,
say,
let's move on.
then I can see that this is losing a little steam because we've been you guys have been going at it 100
for an
miles per
hour.
hour for an hour now. It's been about an hour and 10 minutes. So yeah. So essentially, the subject was about Povetkin and his court case. From what I understand, the court case Precise is correct in saying that it was ruled in Povetkin's favor, and Ring IQ is saying that the case essentially is still ongoing based on the appeal. In other words,
Without providing any evidence for
Well,
his
how am I
claims.
going to provide evidence for that if I'm on the chat right now?
Okay, well,
Like
look,
I can
let me
provide a link after we get off the chat.
Okay, that's great. That's great. But saying that the case is ongoing, that doesn't mean that Povetkin's not innocent. And seeing as the judge ruled that he is innocent, until we get some other information that says he isn't, we're just going to have to go with what's going on right now and the fact that he is innocent.
well, let me
But
Like
say
I
there's
something
said,
another
here.
which
Let me
inconsistency.
say something
There's
because
another
what's the
Reverse Lee
there's
sent
wait?
us
What's
an
the
another inconsistency. You just told everybody that throughout the entirety of this fiasco, you asserted his innocence, even when the judge ruled in Wilder's favor. You still
no, no,
said
no,
that
no,
your
no. The
fighter was
judge never
clean.
ruled in Wilder's favor. The judge
Oh, he
never. You're wrong.
didn't.
No, he didn't.
Listen,
Oh,
hold
I
on.
can
Let's not
provide
go in
evidence for
circles,
that too.
guys.
Dude,
Guys,
you're making
let's not
stuff
go.
up. He's
Let's not
make
go in
I can
look.
circles.
provide
Oh,
evidence
hold
for
on,
that
Let's
too.
not.
BDA. Hold on,
But
BDA.
let's. We don't want to go in
Look,
circles, man. We don't want to go in circles.
but we don't want to go. So tell him not to go in circles
Okay,
because
but hold on.
we
So
already stated that
let
the
let me end it on
jury
this.
ruled in Wilder's favor, and now the judge considered the jury's verdict. He looked at the evidence, and he ruled in Povetkin's
Well,
favor.
let
Now,
me end it on
fine,
this.
the
Let
case
me
is
end it
still
on this.
ongoing. That's fine. The case is ongoing, but
Bucho,
Povetkin is
let's end it on this, man.
innocent.
All
Just
right. Well, hold on. Here's the thing. Reversely sent us an article. All right. All I can do is go on based on what you guys said and what the article says. So this article is from April 20th. All right. And indeed, they do mention that fucking Povetkin has been. What's he say here at the end? Later, Povetkin was declared not guilty. But that being said, in the beginning of the article, they do mention that there is an appeal. The
right.
decision
That's
can be
standard
appealed.
operating procedure. Everybody has a chance to appeal. We'll see what happens. If it comes out that he's guilty, I will retract my statements. But for the
So you
time being,
guys.
he's innocent. Like I said, he was innocent, meaning there is no inconsistency. So I would like my opponent to concede that he has not proved a single inconsistency yet, while at the same time he's not doing that, but saying here's another inconsistency, which is completely intellectually dishonest.
Well,
But
it's not intellectually dishonest because, like I said, when the judge initially ruled in Wilder's favor, which happened, which they should send you that article too, you still asserted, and I remember all of this, You still asserted Povetkin's innocence in spite of what the court said. In spite of
Well,
what
and
the court
history
said, you
proved,
still
and
said
didn't
he was
history
innocent.
prove me correct? Didn't history prove me correct?
No, I mean, there's an appeal. It's an ongoing case. So I
Okay,
don't
but
see
that's the
where you're
future.
correct.
That's the
I
future.
don't see
That's
where
the
your
future.
assertions are correct.
But
Because
you're
we
but
know
you're
you can
you're
use
trying to take credit for the future, bro. Come on.
I'm not
Come
taking
on.
credit
You
for the future. I'm pointing out how now you're using the courts as evidence that you were correct, but the first time you didn't use the courts as evidence that they were correct. You went
there
against what
was
they were
But
saying.
let's not
no,
go
I
into the
already
past.
explained the situation, but I already explained the situation.
Let's
There
not go
was
into
no
the
ruling
past.
in the case. The jury ruled, but it's up to the judge to decide. And the judge decided. It's not like the jury just says something and it's case closed. No, the judge ruled in the case by New York state law. Deontay Wilder has his right to an appeal, and that's according to Ring IQ. That's going on right now. Fine, and I conceded. If it comes out in the future that I am wrong, I will concede that I am wrong. But for the time being, and I think we both agree, seeing as the judge ruled that he is innocent, like I told you he would be, for the time being, you cannot prove an inconsistency. At the very least, you got to concede that much. You cannot prove an inconsistency
Oh, I've
at this
already
point in time.
established.
Do
I've
you
already.
agree?
I've already established an inconsistency because you seem to be using the court's verdict at your own leisure. The
Okay, let's
first
move
time,
on. Let's move on. Let's
But yeah,
please move
because
on.
this makes
nobody
no
Please
wants
sense
to
move
move
on.
on. It's the
because
truth.
it
You're using the court's.
listen.
No,
We
no,
gotta
no,
keep
no,
moving.
no.
We gotta keep moving because if what are we basing this on? I mean, we have to base it on what the court says at the end of the day. And again, the case, like Ring IQ said, technically it's still ongoing because of that appeal. So all we can do here is you guys went back and forth. All we can do is keep an eye on this, see if the appeal works, see if the appeal is rejected, and once that happens, we'll be able to add more to it. But I
Okay,
think
well, let's make a bet. I would like to make a bet with Ring
you
IQ.
guys want to make a
Five
bet.
hundred
But hold on,
dollars.
hold on.
Five
Let's
hundred dollars that Povetkin is going to be innocent. Are you saying that Deontay Wilder is going to come out on top in this case? Five hundred
So I'm
dollars.
saying that
You
it's
want
an
to?
ongoing case. I
Do you
never
want to
said
bet
that
me?
you're.
Do you want to bet
Now,
me,
but
bro?
now,
hold on, hold on,
now,
hold on. Let
Thousand
Ring
dollars.
IQ.
One
But hold on, hold
thousand
on, hold
Alright,
on.
dollars.
let's
I want to
let's
hear.
start. Alright,
I want to
let's
hear.
just move
Okay,
on.
let's move
Hold on,
on.
hold on.
I
People
win.
are complaining in the
I win.
chat saying
I win.
we
Nah, come on. Listen.
let's keep going. Okay, let's just drop this issue. All
But
right,
hold
let's
on. But hold
just
on.
move on.
Because I heard. Okay, let's. Okay, we'll move on. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I can see both sides here, but and it's a tricky situation here. But base, we'll leave the people decide. Do you go with what the court says, or do you still hold on to the appeal and the future, the uncertain future, and what it holds? There's a very interesting debate. I don't know about you guys, but I think a 1 hour and a half debate is just perfect. I don't think we should go any longer. Do you guys agree?
I don't have
I
to
agree.
be honest. I don't. It's. I don't know.
Well,
well, I
I don't
mean,
know. I
it's
mean,
up to it's really up to Precise Pretender whether he wants to go on or not. It's seeing as all this was at his
Dude,
expense.
like, can you like stop being so emotional, bro? I
What's
like you.
being
You're a cool
emotional?
dude, man. I got
You're the
no
one who's
problems.
yelling, man. Like
Man, you
everyone
got a
talks over
great
me.
channel, bro. You got a great channel. You got more subs than I do. You're a very smart guy, bro. Like, just drop the act, bro. You no need to call me a
What's
pretender.
the act? I'm saying it's at your disposal. You're the one who requested a debate, so it's at your
And
leisure
I'm
whether you
very
want to
happy
go on
you
or
showed
not.
up, bro. And I'm very happy you showed up. And I thank you for showing up, man. I had a lot of fun. Even though I didn't get to say exactly what I wanted to, that's fine. That's how the cookie crumbles, man. It was a great time. I enjoyed myself. You know what I mean? I feel good.
all right.
That's good coming
Ring
from you.
IQ. Any last statements?
Yeah, I'd like to impart this that I mean, it seems that Precise Pretenders go-to argument when asked to substantiate his own words is to just allude to his own opinion. But I mean, we're not here to debate opinions. I said that yesterday. We're
Well,
here
hold
to
on.
talk facts. We're here to talk like actual tangible shit. And
I
he's
I
just
saw plenty of facts from both of you guys when it came to the Povetkin thing. I mean, I didn't. I will say at the beginning of the debate there was a lot of filling out. It was a filling out process. There was a lot of moving around the ring, a lot of prodding, a lot of poking. Once we actually moved on from the Inoue versus Martirosyan thing, and we got into the Povetkin versus Wilder court case, we actually got some facts thrown out. So I mean, I don't understand at this point the name calling and all that. I think we should leave that for another. If you guys, I don't know, if you guys want a part two later on down the line, the fucking chat room, as you guys know, being experienced YouTubers, it can be hit or miss sometimes with the chat room. You got some people that just throw out their opinion. You got some people that have a bias. Both of you have fans. You had your fans in the chat room listening, rooting for you, and I thought it was a good debate. Bucho, what about you?
Oh, I thought it was great, man. We should do it again.
Just I thought it was great, man. All right. Well, listen, and I will take a little bit of responsibility here. This is the first time Bucho and myself have done this. So if the moderating wasn't exactly up to date or up to par rather, then I do apologize for that. It's the first time we've done this on just a one-on-one thing. So a little rusty, I gotta get a little bit better than this. But I thought down the line, the second half of the debate was actually more tight, dynamite, and I enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed it. So, guys, Ring IQ, thank you very much for showing up here. I hope you come back, not just for a fucking debate, but for the podcast. I'd be willing to talk to you more on because I didn't get to talk to you today, just moderating. But if you're willing to come back on Saturday, we can talk some boxing. Jeff Horn versus Terence Crawford is taking place this Saturday. Precise as always. Thank you very much for showing up. I know in the beginning you were alluding to the fact that this was beneath you, but I thought it was a pretty good debate once it started to get going. So again, I thank you both. This great thing, it couldn't have happened without you two. We had about 130 people at some point, or maybe more, in the watching this great debate. You guys brought your fans. Both of you know how to bring it. So thanks again. I don't know what else to say.
I'll be happy to come back and talk some boxing, but I be advised that I don't really do the opinion poll thing. I actually do like to stick to facts.
Mm-hmm.
Opinions are hit or miss. You can't necessarily prove an opinion. You can try to substantiate it, but opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one.
All right, so there's another dig at Precise. I guess this thing isn't over yet. I think we're going to need a part 2 here. I think we're going to need a part 2.
Okay, well, then let me just say something. I think my opponent engaged in far too many intellectual fallacies and really didn't want to cooperate, but that's okay. I really do feel, I'm not trying to sound pompous or anything, but I really do feel like instead of really having a debate, it ended up being, just nonsense, kind of in a way. But hey, it is what it is. I try to keep it on topic, but I didn't have a very cooperative partner, and just too many fallacies, in my opinion. Too many fallacies.
All right, well, there you go. Both guys still a little too hot under the collar, maybe, or maybe just displeased with the way things went. Again, we tried our best. You guys certainly brought it. You brought the heat, so people in the chat room seem to enjoy it. Bucho, what else is going on? Do we stay on the line and bring some people in to give their opinion? I also want to see what people in the chat room said based on this. Let's. But I'm telling you, both of your fans are pretty passionate about you. Pop Tart says Ring IQ lost, and then Boxing Style says a parting shot from PP. Somebody says Precise got destroyed. Wakanda forever. I don't know what that has to do with this. Boxing is me says Nazis forever. Luis Catorce says let's get Low Place's opinion. Apology Man says KKK members here go Precise. Precise won. Another person says Boxing IQ won. Ring IQ won. So Martin Green says Precise tried to beg friends, but IQ wasn't having it at all. Recognize says PP destroyed Low IQ. All right, so you see, both guys are the chat room is divided here. We got it going on. And by the way, don't forget to check out Ring IQ's boxing channel. We're gonna put the link in the description. Don't forget to check out Precise's channel as well. And again, guys, I can't thank you enough for doing this. There was a good debate on neutral ground. It's interesting how fucking 1 hour and a half. I think that's the perfect time for a debate. I don't know what you think, Bucho. Time frame wise, is that okay?
No, it's pretty good. 1 hour is enough. We
All right, so
let it drag and shit.
All right, so I don't want to ramble and I don't want to keep you guys. I know you're busy. So again, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you come back and talk some more boxing on Saturday. All right?
No problem.
All right.
Take care.
All right, guys, take
Later.
care. Later on. Yes, later on. All right, so Bucho, pretty good debate here. I felt things got a little off to a rough start in the beginning. We didn't really get full control of the situation early on.
Yeah, I think we should have established some questions.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Mr. Coxey
As a
was.
plan
I
B,
think it was Mr.
as a plan B. If it didn't get going, then we got it going with some questions.
Well, see, the past got brought up. They started talking about Andre Ward and Povetkin and Wilder. So I had a couple of points about Inoue versus and Martirosyan, but at the end of the day, I think it went all right. The other thing about this is that Mr. Coxey was saying BDA you should have asked questions. I think it was Mr. Coxey, and I do agree. I should have introduced a question to both people, and then one starts and then the other one responds. But you also have to keep in mind, even though both guys are saying that it's not personal or anything, things can get heated. I mean, come on, we're human beings. We're debating. Everybody has a stake on the debate. So one person starts interrupting, then the other person interrupts. So that's the other thing. We can't fucking stack questions one after the other. It's kind of hard to know when a question is over. So I don't know if we can establish some sort of a signal for the future. So when the person is done asking the question, they can say
time limit or
time.
Not
No, look.
Well, motherfucker, that's what I told you. I said that
bring
fucking
up
time debate, and you didn't say.
Guys, did I bring up like one point after another, after another, after another, after another? Did I do that?
Bucho, you want to answer that one? Because I'm a neutral
but
observer.
I don't want to keep talking about the debate because it's gonna sound like we're talking when he's
That's
not
true.
here.
That's
and
true.
You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
Like,
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Fair enough. But
Yeah.
I just felt like I was being forced to like agree with this opinion. Like I wasn't allowed to have my own opinion on boxing, and like I wasn't allowed to judge boxing the way I want to judge boxing, and that I think that's bigoted. And if you if you're going to accuse me of inconsistencies, I would like you to prove where the inconsistencies are, and I think he failed miserably to prove a single inconsistency.
Well, all right. Well, listen, both of you guys are grown men. You can handle the heat that you brought. You guys are thick-skinned, so I'm not worried about you two or what other people say about you. You can take care of yourselves. I certainly know that you guys have been around for quite a while. Ring IQ says he's had his channel up for a while. He's at 2 years or something. And let me tell you something. The fans Precise's fans went at him, and he that's what I said at the beginning. I think both of you thrive. I think both debaters thrive when the heat is on. Kind of like Bernard Hopkins, he wants things against him, and I think that's the same thing with you guys. But yeah, it was an interesting thing. It was a learning experience from our part as well, trying to moderate this. So Bucho, like you said, let's move on from this because otherwise we're going to be going.
I think we bring more YouTubers, man. There's this casual. How's his name? Casual boxing fan.
You mean the guy that we had a bit of a disagreement with over the video that he took?
Yeah, it seems like everybody wants to debate this guy.
That's what I was saying, because
Boxing IQ wants to debate him. So
yeah, when I was watching Boxing IQ's watching Boxing IQ's stream yesterday, where he was talking about coming on here, people were asking him about other YouTubers, and he didn't seem to have to say many good things about Casual Boxing Talk. And with Casual Boxing Talk's own channel, I've seen people, giving him shit. So he's kind of a controversial figure on the YouTube boxing scene. So maybe I don't know, get him on here. I know people complain. There's a lot of complaints about him from certain people. But yeah, we could bring him on. One guy that I've always wanted to bring on is Matthew Fouts. He's the one that, all right, Bucho disappeared. He's the one that did, all right, he's there. He's the one that does film analysis. He does film analysis. And let me tell you something, he's playing it pretty close to the vest, because he'll analyze fights that just happened sometimes. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but was that? What'd you say, Bucho?
Matthew Fouts?
Yeah, I'm talking about Matthew Fouts. He does some very good film analysis. He'll go in deep, man. He'll go for about a fucking hour analyzing a fight. So it's interesting. I mean, I'd love to have him on here. I've never gotten around to sending him an invite. Sean Newton, people in the chat room, GM Strong says, how about Sean Newton? We've tried to get, by the way, it's not Matthew Faust, Bucho, it's Matthew Fouts. Fouts. F-O-U-T-S.
Okay, we'll put it in the description or something.
Yeah, but GM Strong says, how about Sean Newton? Listen, we've tried to get Sean Newton. He's come on the show. I mean, he's listened to the show a couple of times. I've seen him on the chat room, but he lives in Taiwan. So it's kind of hard.
Time difference is pretty fucked.
Exactly. We've had X on the show, though. 100% X. I don't know if you guys know who he is. If you don't know who 100% X is, check out his channel. I mean, this guy's setting the YouTube world on fire. I'm talking on fire. All right. So if you don't know who he is, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. All right. You're missing out. And by the way, Bucho, with this show when X comes in or when anybody else comes in, yeah, it's kind of hard to get control of things sometimes. But I feel like at the end of the day, it always turns into a good show.
This sort of thing is always rather grim. But this one had a kind of splendor to it, don't you think?
Every show at BDA Boxing here has some form of splendor here. Cameron says X is setting the world on fire with his 40 views. Well, listen, you can't fucking... that's the thing. Some people focus on the quantity. I prefer to focus on the quality. For example, here at BDA Boxing, I've said a number of times, we have the best chat room. I think. No, actually, I don't think. I know it's the best chat room because I don't think I've seen any other chat room where people, they're just firing off jokes, great opinions. They always keep me laughing. I wish I could bring up some of the comments that are always made on the chat. I can't do it often because we have, packed houses here at the Hangouts. So, I mean, I'm not going to interrupt people just to point out something in the chat room. I wish I could, though. I wish I could. Reality's voice says X is a staged pantomime character. I don't know about that. I don't know about a Japanese pantomime character. Oh, we got Recognize on the line, and I hear some weird sounds coming from him.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
All right. Now, Recognize, do me a favor. Let's refrain from talking about what went on with the debate, because again, Ring IQ isn't here. We don't want to go in fucking circles. We don't want to, I know you. I was reading what you were saying in the chat room, and you were more agreeing with Precise. So let's do me a favor and let's not. Just playing. Yeah, he was just playing. By the way, I hear some sort of weird sound. Can you use or was that Bucho? No, hold on.
How about now? Is it my speakers?
Yes, I hear some sort of
headphones. Hold on, I'm gonna change the headphones.
All right,
continue
fantastic.
Talking, and I'm gonna pause this for a second.
Fantastic. The Texan in the chat room says Rami has the best fight breakdowns. The thing about breakdowns, he does have some fantastic breakdowns. I'm weary of doing the breakdowns lately because of who was it that got taken down or got some. Oh, Maddie Claire just donated £2 to the super chat. Thanks a lot to Mighty Claire. Shout out. He says, "Where the fuck is Stu? He would be well funny." Yeah, I don't know about Stu. Butcher says Stu is probably sleeping. We also have Prevail in the house and Apology.
How about now? Sorry, BDA. How about now?
Fantastic. It's better. It's better.
Okay, cool.
And we got Prevail.
Just have to change the headphones.
All right. We got Prevail and we got Apology in as well. Decoy says Legends, Boxing Legends TV. Yeah, that's the guy that got his channel reprimanded or something for film analysis. So that's why we used to play clips here on the live stream, and then we stopped because we started seeing people getting taken down and whatever. So we don't even want to risk it, man. No risk. Gangster says you have to invite Hatman and Watu Need into the podcast. Listen, it's all up to them. We'll invite them. Why not? We'll go after them and invite them. You guys can
help us out, by the way. You guys, if you let these people know if they want to debate somebody or.
Yeah, because we can go ask them.
Actually, we need to. Yeah.
X just texted me. He says he wants to debate casual boxing talk.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I like him.
By the way, Recognize. I gotta
debate him.
I gotta tell you something. I missed. I don't know why, but sometimes on the moment I miss some of the fucking jokes you make, and I missed 2 whoppers. No, actually, just one whopper that you mentioned last episode regarding a certain someone who didn't get the whole beef between you and X, and about how is he talking at the same time? How is he talking through his phone? I mean, how is X talking through his phone? I just got it when I rewatched the stream, so if I didn't laugh at the time, it's just because I didn't get it either. So
no, it's all right. It's all right. It was kind of like out of nowhere.
It was only people who watch the show.
Hamet's spirit possessed me for a second. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Bucho and myself, we're gonna start banning people from now on. If somebody pisses us off, or they start sabotaging the show, because I don't know about what you guys think, but we used to try to make this. We started this show as a utopia. We wanted everybody and anybody to come in here and say the craziest thing. Well, reality hit is pretty hard. That's not the way it works. If you invite anybody and everybody and let them just spout off whatever crazy opinion they want, at the end, maybe one time it's funny, second time, all right, but by the third, fourth time, it just downgrades and dilutes the quality of the show. And let's face it, there's, the quality, it's already Butcher and myself. We actually have to rely on you guys to bring it up, so we don't really want to sabotage it any further by fucking bringing in crazy people or people that want to sabotage the show themselves or just self-promote. So from now on, the ban hammer, it's gonna be starting. We're gonna let it fly more often. That's just a little bit of a PS, public service announcement for everybody.
We're like communists, and then we ended up with a fucking totalitarian state.
Very good example. Very good example right there.
I feel bad. I really liked. I really like Hamed. I can never forget Hamed's. That was to me. That was the greatest.
I'm getting a flashback here. From dealing with the guy.
Triple G got stripped. Did you know this?
Nah.
Yeah, just
I heard Ring IQ keep referring to.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say I heard Ring IQ kept referring to the belt that McDonald used to hold, that Triple G used to hold. Excuse me. And so I was like, "What is he talking about?" And then when I looked it up, it was there. Yeah, supposedly he got stripped. So what's the deal with that? I just saw that. I just saw the title. I didn't read it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a whole bunch of fucking legalese that I can't wrap my mind around at this point in time because my adrenaline is a little up. But I'm seeing a sentence that says Golovkin had to agree by Friday, August 3rd, 2018, to fight his mandatory Derevianchenko, and since he didn't do that, he is being stripped. But correct me if I'm wrong, we're still in June, so I don't know what the fuck this means. Look, Golovkin must agree in writing that he will be fighting the IBF middleweight mandatory within 90 days. Correct me if I'm wrong, we're still in June. Whoa, I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, that was boxing style. His speakers was on, but just go ahead, keep going.
Well, let me repeat. Bro,
really?
Boxing style. What's going on
Boxing
here?
style causes havoc when he comes on, man.
Yeah, boxing style. What's going on, man?
Comes on with a fucking bang, man.
I love boxing style, but goddamn.
Maybe he spent
Anyway.
too much. Yeah, go
It
ahead.
could be because I'm on the line. My phone's tapped.
No, it's not you. It wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Speakers, you got your speakers on, bro. Golovkin must agree in writing that he will be fighting the IBF middleweight mandatory within 90 days of May 5th bout or by Friday, August 3rd, 2018. That seems to be why they stripped him. But my thing is, we're in June 6th, so how did they strip him? Whatever.
Well, I told you precise. Then I say I made a joke about it, but it's turning out to be true. This guy can miss an hour of the deadline, and they will strip him. Now I don't know if that's what happened, but it sounds something like that.
August 3rd, bro. We're in June.
What's
You
up,
still
guys?
got 2 months.
So what's up, guys?
Talking about boxing.
Boxing style. I thought you was in jail, man. I was about to go back.
No, man. I'm good, bro. I'm surviving day by day. I've been watching basketball, man, soccer. I left boxing alone for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I guess. I don't know.
How dare you?
Yeah, I got interested in the NBA finals.
Yeah, don't waste your time. Golden State's gonna win that. Looks like they're gonna win that.
I'm hoping for LeBron to pull off a miracle.
Wrong channel. BDA. Who's in control of this shit? Because I'm about to hang up. Y'all speaking a foreign fucking language.
Yeah, I guess so. What do you guys? So what? Triple G got stripped? Was it like today? From what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, that's good though, because now he can fight Charlo. So.
But isn't he gonna fight?
They don't want nothing to do with Charlo.
Wait. He got stripped by the IBF. I'm assuming, right?
That's because he wants.
Derevianchenko's the IBF #1 mandatory. So it looks like Golovkin. This is just me speculating. It looks like Golovkin is going to entertain the idea of fighting either What's the Japanese kid from Murata? Excuse me, Murata.
He's going to
Um,
fight Canelo.
or right, I'm
No, that
saying
fight's soft, man.
if he doesn't fight Canelo, if he's not going to fight Canelo, I could see him either fighting the Japanese guy, which is a huge star over there and probably a lot of money, or Charlo maybe.
I just saw
He
on
will
ESPN.
never fight Charlo.
I don't know.
Never.
I
I
think
just
he
saw
should
on
fight him now.
I saw on ESPN Spanish they were saying that the Golovkin Canelo fight is completely off. Like there's no negotiations, and they're looking to. Del Hoy is talking already with Jacobs camp, which they confirmed.
Yeah,
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's what they said, man.
That makes sense now. I guess Murata is the next option.
Murata brings a lot of money. I think
Yeah.
Golovkin is for the money right now.
Are you kidding?
He's gonna get
Murata
a lot of
brings a
shit,
lot of
bro.
money.
Yeah, 30
On
million.
what
40
planet does he
million.
bring a lot of money?
In
40 million
Japan,
in Japan.
in Japan. If Japan tells Golovkin, "We'll give you $10 million for this fight," he's gonna go. That it doesn't matter what the market is over here in America for him. It's about where he's at, and if you could look what Triple G got to fight Kell Brook, right? That was the UK market that set the standard for that fight. So
we need to have more countries that would do something like that. You know, pay big money so they can fight all around the world.
absolutely, Prevail, and
He
that's
has to fight Canelo and mop the floor with that motherfucker. Put him in a
Yeah,
goddamn
we all agree
coma.
with you. We all
Canelo
agree
Put him
with you.
in a coma.
I agree with you on that. He needs to fight him. I don't think Canelo. Listen, I don't like Canelo. Canelo's not an easy dude to beat, bro. He's just not.
He's got skills.
He's got
I'm
skills,
one of the few people
and if you fight out of character, he'll fuck you up.
that
That's what
had
he'll do.
him winning. I had him winning. All right.
Who?
Well, you had who? Canelo?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Canelo.
It was a competitive fight. It was a competitive fight, though. I'll give you that.
Did you do the punch count, bro? Did you see how many punches Canelo threw?
I don't
and how many
punch count, but
No,
I'll tell you
I
this.
don't do punch count neither. But did you see the punch count?
It's
The differences. in
very
punch count.
hard to win a round without throwing one fucking body shot
Oh,
or
come on,
having
bro.
defense.
He had defense. He just
listen. It was a good fight. It was a good fight, but Canelo spent too much time getting hit on the back foot, so I got to give it to. For me, it was for Golovkin. But I mean, listen, that fight is over with. My point is that I don't think this fight's going to happen. I'm with you, Bucho. I don't think this fight's going to happen until next year at the very least. You know, if it happens.
They said that Triple G didn't land any right hands, anything like that. That's all bullshit, man. Out of the 10 right hands he threw, he landed about 6 to 7 of them. He didn't land every single one of them like he was like sort of doing with Vanes Mariosian, but he landed a lot of them. And Canelo has a fucking chin, and he rolls his punches, but not a lot of them were rolled neither. It was like maybe out of the 6 he threw, 3 was rolled, 3 were touched. Nice hits, and Canelo got a chin, man. That drug, that clenbuterol, is a wonderful thing.
I don't know what Canelo's going to be like when he comes back. But if he does fight Jacobs, I'll take Canelo to beat Jacobs.
So I figured it out,
Likewise.
guys. Sorry to kind of hijack the thread for a moment, but I just read the whole article in peace, and Golovkin was supposed to agree. They don't say by when, but right away, I think right as they were giving him the exception to fight Martirosyan, he was supposed to agree right then and there to fight his Mendo by August 3rd. And because he failed to do that, I guess they had the right to strip him. This reminds me of the Tyson Fury situation when he was stripped by the IBF.
That's interesting because I've been watching a lot of UFC lately. I don't know why maybe it's because boxing has been on a bit of a downturn, but that's what I really enjoy more about the UFC, man. Because first of all, you guys know I don't pay that much attention to the titles in boxing. And one of the advantages in the UFC is that whoever the management says that one fighter has to fight, they have to fight. For example, there's Cody Garbrandt. He's going to be rematching TJ Dillashaw for the, Bantamweight Championship, something like that. And TJ Dillashaw,
watch that fight. It's going to be good.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because TJ Dillashaw said after he beat Cody, he said, "Well, I'm not going to fight him right away because I had to jump through hoops to get to a title shot after I lost to Cruz, and he should do the same. While Dana White came in and said, "No, motherfuckers, you're gonna take an immediate rematch." What the management says has to go. So that's one of the advantages of the UFC. But on the other hand, the fucking boxers make better money if they can get to an upper plateau. So with this thing about being stripped of titles and all that, it's really just a technicality at the end of the day. Because what was the IBF mandatory for Golovkin? Was it Derevyanchenko?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just essentially what it means now is that he's been stripped and he doesn't have to fight Derevyanchenko. And if he wants to, maybe he can take on Billy Joe Saunders or whomever else he chooses to.
Well, by the way, for Canelo, they're gonna sell this fight against Jacobs if it happens. As well, he couldn't get the Golovkin fight because of negotiation issues, but he's getting the next best thing. You know, the guy who some people, like few people, but some people say that beat Golovkin. No, he's fighting Jacobs, so that's how they're gonna play that angle for
That's a
sure.
good point.
Yeah, Danny's
So now
gonna give him
Golovkin has to
problems
step
though.
up. And Golovkin has to step it up. I don't think he can just fight this Japanese guy. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
John
But
Boxing doesn't count.
I don't know who that is. John Boxing. Anyway, listen. By the way, I want to say hi to everybody because I didn't say Boxing Junkie. We got Prevail. We got Fight Fan Field just joined us. We got Boxing Style. We got Apology Man. So yeah. So what are your thoughts on that on Golovkin? Do you guys care that he got stripped, or is it just another day?
I do because I wanted to see him fight Derevyanchenko. The belt in and of itself, he was never going to unify all the belts because I don't believe Saunders was ever going to fight Golovkin until Golovkin is basically fucking 40 years old and dead. But I did want to see that fight versus Derevyanchenko, so I'm bummed out about that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll happen. It'll happen. It's all about the money now. Get the money fights like Murata first, and then afterwards maybe it'll be Derevyanchenko. If Canelo's not going to work through, I don't know. Maybe it will work through. We don't know yet.
I hope not.
I hope yes.
I'm sick of seeing Canelo and Golovkin just bickering at each other all day.
I know the only one who's bickering is Canelo. There's only one bitch in this.
What a pussy! What a pussy! His whole team, the tactics they use, they took a side and made it another fucking whole realm. You know, they took what Floyd was doing and just ran with it.
They're not.
Yeah, Canelo can move up to 164 for all I care. Fuck him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's true because listen, I was accused. Well, I wasn't accused. I know Cameron was kidding around with me the other day when we were talking about who we think the biggest asshole in boxing is, and Cameron said, "Well, BDA is probably going to say Canelo because he's a bit of a Canelo hater." And it's not that I'm hating. I mean, listen, if you give me a reason to hate you or dislike you, I'm going to dislike you. Was that
hands down? You're correct.
I mean, exactly. I mean, listen. He beats up on little Archie Solis, and then they tried to blame it on one of his entourage. Then he tests positive for what was it, clenbuterol, or I forget already which fucking substance he was taking.
Yeah, it was clenbuterol.
All right, thanks. Stacking the hand wraps, complaining,
Archie was talking shit, Holmes. He had to get it.
Hey, you gotta keep it real, Holmes. But yeah, you gotta keep it. You gotta bring it for the barrio, Holmes.
What's that?
What? No, listen. I'm just saying. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Canelo, he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but I think you guys agree with me here that we're fuck him a little bit at this point.
And I think most of us, if not all of us, saw Golovkin win that fight. So what's the point of a rematch, right? Watching Golovkin get robbed,
having to jump through hoops.
Yeah. It's crazy
if
how
he doesn't knock him out. If he doesn't knock him out, he's not gonna win on the scorecard.
Fuck no.
I don't think he wins the rematch.
No,
I think a rematch with Triple G. I think Triple G will knock him out.
I think so too.
We never seen Triple G do a rematch, man. I'm just saying, it's a totally different ball game in a rematch. You could go 12 rounds with one guy in one fight. In the second fight, you knock him out in the first round.
I was picking Triple G. I was picking Triple G very confidently if the fight were to go on, but now it's a completely different story. If it does happen, Golovkin's going to be just too old. I don't know. Depends, I guess. But at that point in time, Golovkin was going to murder Canelo, man.
You know what I'm thinking right now?
Canelo's going to run and try to get points, and then try to get a decision like Jacobs did.
I think BDA, or who was it? I think Jimmy was the one that last time said this, that he was getting complacent
with the Brook fight, he looked like he was getting complacent. After there was a Danny Jacobs, and then afterwards was Canelo. I think he took easy on all three of these opponents. He didn't go all out until like, yeah, he thought they were gonna be easy. Even the way Abel Sanchez was talking about, oh, we're only training for 8 rounds. We're gonna finish him in 8. He wasn't really. He was not into the like the real Triple G that we know. He knocks out guys in 2 rounds, 5 within 8, whatever. The power that he, the consistency he delivers is shit.
I think in the Canelo fight, Golovkin, he got a little bit affected by the bright lights. He's the big stage. Because it was his biggest fight, to be honest. And Canelo had already been there many times before.
That and the hand wraps, bro. Don't forget about the hand wraps.
Yeah, the hand wraps.
Yeah, you know something? I don't know what round it was, guys. Maybe you guys remember this, but it had to be from either for the first round or the third round, where Canelo's hitting Golovkin, and Golovkin shakes his head and smiles. And I almost was reading into that like, you motherfucker. Like, he knew there was something not right. Even though he took the punch well, but it was like, it's like when you fight somebody, they're working with something a little different.
Yeah, I think somebody was sharpening.
When I checked the physique out of Canelo, Triple G, with the Canelo fight, it's not the same with the Vanya's fight, and it's not the same with. With the Gianni, he looked kind of alright, but with the Canelo, I don't know what it was. He just didn't look the same with the Canelo fight. His physique was off. He looked like an old man. Like he had like this humpback and shit. It looked weird. Yeah. It looked weird, man. I'm not joking around with this shit. He looked weird. Maybe
no, it's true. It's true. He didn't look the same physically.
They tried something different, I think, for that fight, for the weigh-in. They were trying to bring him down really slowly, rather than him like hanging out near 162. I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Fight fan, right? Fight fan. Yeah, that is true.
Because the 30-day weigh-in. Sorry to cut you off, man.
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I was gonna. Go ahead. I'm sorry, fan.
Okay, this 30-day weigh-in, Golovkin weighed in at 170, and usually he weighs in like 165, 162, somewhere in there. And everybody was thinking, he's not going to make weight, he's overweight, blah, blah, blah. But Abel Sanchez said, it's part of the plan. We're just cutting him nice and slow. So maybe that was something that had an effect on it. Because he looked way better in the Vance fight, and he was weighing like 162, like 3 weeks out from that fight.
He looked good at the Jacobs fight too, but
he looked great.
Yeah, he didn't take Jacobs seriously. I don't think he ever did. Everybody outed Jacobs. Everybody outed Jacobs, bro. Everybody outed Jacobs. They said he's gonna go down in 5 rounds. He's not gonna make it. So he, in his head, he's like, "Oh, this is an easy fight. I'm not gonna go all out on this guy. I don't need to fucking train so hard for this guy."
I think he held back in the Jacobs fight to lurk.
That too, yeah, that too. But
I think he didn't look the same.
It could be the training too that gets in part with that. It's like I didn't train for that hard, so I don't have to do so hard. I don't know.
Yo, Triple F, can you? Because I'm interested. I didn't quite catch what you said there. Can you recap the weights and the timeout from the fight for both the Canelo and what was it, the Vanes fight? Can you?
Let me think. The Canelo fight, 30 days out, I think he was 170, and everybody was freaking out a little bit because usually Golovkin's like 165, 162, right in there. Like for the Jacobs fight, he was like 162, 30 days out. Like everybody was like, "Holy shit, this dude's gonna make weight easy." And for the Canelo fight, he was 170, and then the Vance fight. I think his trainer, Abel said or Tom said, he's like 163, 164 right in there. Like 2-3 weeks out.
So his standard is to slowly drop the weight, but that changed for the Canelo fight. You're saying he dropped like maybe 8 pounds in the last week or something like that.
Yeah, because people were making a big deal. He looked a little doughy in some pictures, but even Abel said we're doing something different. I think they figured they were going to drop him like quicker, closer to the weight, so he could just cut it and make it. Usually, Golovkin performs at his best when he just hangs out at around like 165. And is just training there a couple weeks out. Because that's what he did for the Vance fight. And in the Vance fight, he looked great. He looked like the old Triple G. He looked motivated.
He might have had like a little injury, or he got a cold or something during training camp. Something must have fucked with this training camp, or I don't know.
Well, when it comes to Triple G against Jacobs, I don't know. Boxing still said he didn't take him seriously. How can you not take a guy that's coming in 100, or even before he knew he was going to come in at 190 or close to that? He knew Jacobs was a good fighter and a big guy, so I don't see how Golovkin would have not taken him seriously. I just think he was apprehensive also during the first rounds of Jacobs' size, because let me tell you something, those slaps that Jacobs throws do hurt, and as you saw against Sulecki, when he wants to, he can drop you if he tightens up his shots. And besides, Triple G, from what I saw, beat Jacobs up with a jab. outbox the longer, rangier guy. With Canelo, I don't know if you guys agree, but I think it was a question of Canelo not being an awful fighter. The guy has a very good style that suits his physical capabilities, and also let's assume that he might have been on something for that fight. So you mix in those two factors, and it explains why Triple G didn't look like the destroyer. But then again, Triple G hasn't looked like the humongous destroyer that we expected out of him in his past three fights, because he's fighting better opposition.
BDA, Jacobs is chinny. Was chinny before. We didn't think he had a chin like that. He was chinny the entire time, bro. Like he fought. What he fought before? He fought nobodies, and he was getting hit by like little fucking right hands. Not little, but like right hands while backpedaling. I forgot who the fuck he was fighting last time around. Backpedaling, he got hit. He got
because he didn't have 40 hours to rehydrate before.
I think
so
Jacobs was juicing.
That's probably what it is. I don't know, but he's known as a chinny guy. He's known as a chinny guy, and he steps in and he gets hit like that, and then he's not out. Come on, man. There's something.
And another thing we keep forgetting is that at that time he fought Jacobs, Triple G had tentatively scheduled the Saunders fight like 2.5, 3 months later or something, like real close to the Jacobs fight. So you could understand why he was taking it a little bit easy on himself in a Jacobs fight in order to hopefully make the Saunders fight. And then after the fight, he said he wasn't feeling right. He got a little bit beat up and didn't fight Saunders after all. You know what I mean? So maybe in the back of his head, he had the Saunders fight, and he was saving himself for that one.
And which brings me to a point that I want to make. I thought that when Golovkin started to throw sort of away his complete technical boxing skills in a fight, you can see that with the it started with the Kell Brook fight for whatever reason. He changed game plans and he just wanted to end the fight, make it a brawl.
Yeah,
and then he kind of switched it. I'm sorry, Prevail, but just one more point. Then you can see with the then he switches to the Jacobs fight, and he decided with that fight, technical in the sense that he was using his jab, but still not bringing all his arsenal to the game. Usually he follows up with his jab, but in that fight, and I don't blame him, because the one thing people have to understand, when you're fighting with gloves in the boxing ring with a guy who outweighs you significantly, right, in the double digits, especially when he has a little bit of height, and we're not talking about the heavyweight division, we're talking about below that. There is a size advantage. There is a size advantage. How you push off with your gloves, how you get caught, there's a lot of things that go into that. So maybe Golovkin looked at him and said, he is big. He's a lot bigger than what maybe I thought he was going to be in the ring, and took it cautious and said, look, he hit me with one of those shots and I felt something different. So I'm just going to jab him, and wait till I find an opening to hit him with a combination. And he did catch him with some combinations, but not like we're used to seeing Golovkin do.
That's because he didn't take him serious, man. And I'm telling you this, he didn't. I have this weird feeling that he never took him serious. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I mean,
I think it's just a switch of. I think it's just a switch of game plan. Like, you just look at the opponent and a fight. Remember, it's a fight. At the end of the day, it's still a fight. I mean,
he was switching stances, but that don't make no difference. I mean, he got clipped by switching stances. He got the right hand because he switched stances.
I think Jacobs just fought the fight of his life because he hasn't looked good since then.
Yeah, that could be true too, but I just, something tells me. I mean, I know for sure there was a lot of occasions where he didn't go off for the kill when he knocked him down in the fourth round, and not just the fourth round, the ninth round with the uppercuts that he landed. He didn't go for the kill, but you ask yourself whether he did it intentionally or he didn't practice, he didn't train hard enough to go with the conditioning to put on this steamroll to finish the guy off. That's how, I don't know, man. My opinion.
I don't believe a guy like Golovkin takes anybody lightly. It just doesn't happen because when he's in there with someone that's overmatched, I mean, you see the results, right? If you're gonna take anybody lightly, it's someone who's overmatched, and he gets in the ring with Dominic Wade, and it's over quickly. You know what I mean? I don't think he takes anybody lightly. Something must have happened.
I don't know about precise that. Kell Brook, he took him lightly. He said he's gonna brawl with him, and he actually did. That's why he got hit so much. And then
I think
when what's the other guy? Dominic Wade, was it, or was it the other? The other.
How did he take Brook lightly, bro? How did he take?
He said it
he
himself,
demolished
bro.
him.
He said it himself. He's gonna take him lightly, and then
What?
No, he didn't say that. He said he's gonna brawl with him. Why wouldn't you brawl the smaller guy? That's a perfect game plan.
That's taking him lightly, in my opinion.
How is that taking him lightly?
Because he could like pop shot him the entire time. If Brook was Brook was good. He's not. He sucks. Like
No,
he would have gotten robbed in UK.
He fought the right game plan. He fought the right game plan for Kell Brook. That's exactly what you do when whether he's smaller than you or he just doesn't punch as hard as you. You brawl with that guy. That's what you do. You fight. In other words,
what I saw in that fight in Matrix is he jabbed him in the beginning. He was actually boxing him, and then afterwards he switched it up to a little bit of brawl, and then went back to fucking boxing again. He did the same thing with Dominic Wade, or what's his name? I forgot the other guy's name. There was another guy, the guy that fought
Curtis Stevens.
William Monroe.
William Monroe, yeah, that's the guy.
William Monroe. You talking about William Monroe?
Yeah, he let him hit him, man. He let him hit him, man. That's playing around. That's playing
Apology.
around.
Hold on. Let's apology. Apology wants to say something. Go ahead. Apology.
These guys don't hurt Triple G as much. Maybe Brook a little bit, but Monroe and Dominic Wade don't really have power. So Triple G just does that so they can open up and they can finish him. Because
my point right there.
Yeah, but he's taking them lightly. He just wants them to open up because all they do is just run and run and run.
I think at this point it's a semantic argument. Like he defines taking someone lightly differently than most people do, I believe. Because for me to take someone lightly is to come into the fight a little pudgy, have trouble making weight, not being focused. That's what it is to me. But I think he was just disrespectful of his opponent in the ring. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I think both cases are taking opponent.
You could take it
lightly.
You could take it as disrespect, but at the same time, it's like it's a game plan. It's like, all right, I'm not I'm not wasting no time with you. I'm gonna see what you got, and I'm betting that you can't handle it. And it worked out.
And ultimately, the results speak for themselves, right?
Right. That's exactly it. It's just like, look.
And also another thing.
I want to brawl.
Go ahead. Also another thing is that Triple G says this many times. He wants a big drama show. He wants to give fans money. What's the phrase? Like worth. He wants to make it worth their money.
Yeah.
Wants to make it worth some money because if they come and then see a 1-round knockout, that's not that exciting. Like Triple G just needs overmatched fights. Like in the William Monroe fights, he let William Monroe hit him because he wants to make it competitive and exciting for the fans. So I think that's why he does that.
When Golovkin, and I don't know if this is a prime thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet if this is he's in his prime versus he might be out of his prime. When Golovkin wants to make a fight sort of boring, he could do that. It's still exciting. One fight that I will refer to is Martin Murray fight, where he just completely shut him down. That was one of his exciting fight because he's just dominating Martin Murray. But that's one of the fights where he could totally shut his opponent down. He did that with Murray and eventually still stopped him, so it wasn't a boring fight. But by his standards, like you said, he wants to bring the big drama show. I think there's when it comes to Triple G, and he said so himself. I think that there's some times where he gets caught up in the I want to please the fans kind of thing. And therefore, you'll see some of his technical arsenal that he's capable of doing. He kind of abandons that in the ring. Again, this is just me speculating, but that's what I've seen.
That's true. That's called taking it lightly.
And also,
simple as that, man. You joke your opponent. You mess around with your opponent because you know he can't beat you. It's that simple. Like you're that confident.
Yeah. And also, what's more exciting, Triple G dominating the fight or Triple G having a competitive fight but still winning?
I think it's I think what you just said, the latter part. I think that him, winning a competitive fight is more appealing. It's a better fight. It's better to watch. Excuse me. It's more fan friendly.
I think we could sit here all day and speculate on what happened in this or that fight, but ultimately, I think I agree with BDA. It's the style of the opponent that ultimately dictates how the fight ends up going in the end.
Well, I don't understand how. I mean, in my opinion, if Golovkin would have fought Kell Brook from the outside, Kell Brook would have pot shot at him, which he was doing at certain amounts in the fight. So I think the fact that Golovkin stepped on the pedal and tried to take him out as soon as possible was because he knew he didn't want to go into the deep end against Kell Brook's boxing skills. So that to me doesn't mean he took him lightly. That just meant he realized how tough he was. And he said, "Let me take him out of there before he starts getting going or something." He
wasn't going to get a decision in the UK. I mean,
go
look at Golovkin.
You see the scorecard. Canelo was winning all three.
Go look at Golovkin in the weigh-in, and he looked like, he made the weight comfortable, but he looked like there was like he could have been sick or something. I don't.
They tried to fuck with him.
Which fight?
They put his hotel like 10 miles away from the weigh-in, and he had to sit traffic for like 3 hours.
Which fight? The Brook fight or the Jacobs fight?
Brook fight. He was pissed off on the scales.
They fucked with him again. They put his hotel room all the way like fucking the town over, and he had to drive through traffic, and he was pissed off. He just wanted to go eat.
And that's the shit that we know about. That's the type of stuff we know about. What else happened? You know what I mean?
And
Eddie Hearn with Hearn.
You got to understand temperament, man. Like temperament in the fight is very key. So he's probably like, "Look, man, I'm aggravated. I can't have this guy get out of like the 6th round. I just need to end shit quick, And broke his face with a jab. For him to break his face with a jab, I believe that's what he did.
Nah, man, he broke his face in the very first round. Very first round with that right hand. That overhand right hand he threw at him is like, oh shit, I heard him. This could be a first round knockout. Let me take this all the way down to maybe 5th round or something. And then
he was trying to end things quick. That's it. He was just trying to end it.
He could have ended earlier than that, man.
It was the jab, bro. Like,
it was a right hand, bro. You watch that shit again. That right hand he throws in the first round. You could hear that crack.
I think it was a jab, boxing style, because I saw. I don't know who did a video. Precise, was that you?
I did
that video. Yeah, my bad. Precise made a video.
It's hard to say though. It's hard to say. It might have been like the right hand, and afterwards a few guys fucking smashed him.
This video was kind of clear. Precise. Did he punch him in the face, and then did he jab him, and did he start grabbing that side with the glove?
Yeah, that was basically the only punch he landed for the first 2 or 3 rounds, the jab, except for the body shots. And he just kept jabbing him on that eye, and then after one jab, Brooks started rubbing his eye. I thought it was clear as day. I mean, he might have fractured it earlier, but you saw a jab land on that part of Kell Brook's face, and immediately Kell Brooks started, motioning to his corner and rubbing that eye right after a jab. So that's what I saw.
You guys didn't see that part where he rocked him in the first round? He hit him in the right hand. It wasn't it was a one to the fucking head too, and with the right hand. He landed that shit with like a lot of authority behind that shit.
Listen,
man. And he was hugging.
From what I remember is when he broke his face. When he broke his face, it was in the 2nd or 3rd. It wasn't in the first one. I mean, he rocked him like you said.
Round,
but it was later on. In fact, the replay shows when he gets hit, and then he starts rubbing his eye. But I just don't remember which punch it was. You guys are saying it was a jab. Boxing Style is saying that it was in the first round with a hook. So, I mean, I don't know.
It was the right eye, bro. It was the right eye.
Yeah, it's the right eye.
It was the jab.
Which means the jab, because remember he's a orthodox fighter, so he's shooting his jab, obviously, with his left. So it looked that way to me. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know, but from the video that
Boxing Style. It was the left hook. I just watched the fight. It was the left hook.
It was the left hook. It wasn't the right hand, right? It was a left hook, right?
No, he missed the right hand.
It was something that I thought it was a right hand. I forgot. It's a while back, man.
Either way, Golovkin looked like he was from the start. He was trying to end the fight quick. You know that's what it looked like to me. He was trying to end the fight quick. He abandoned some technical aspects of his game, but overall the strategy was good because it worked, and not only that it worked, it damaged. Like what's the name of the game? Inflict as much damage as you can, right? So in that aspect, it totally worked.
Is that your approach in bed with women too? Inflict as much damage as you can?
No. It's nah, man.
Dude, that's decent.
It's Floyd's game. You gotta hug as much as you can. You gotta hug
game in the bedroom.
Man. 60
bedroom,
hugs, 70 hugs. Did you guys count how many hugs he had with Maidana? Floyd? He had like what 70 to 60 hugs or some shit.
I think there's a video out there.
Yeah, it's so hilarious. I'm like, Jesus.
What the fuck was that? All right,
That's
listen.
my phone.
All right. By the way, can we talk
That guy's
about?
channel got taken down. There was a guy who did a video on that. His channel was like flagged out. I like that kid's approach. He was just.
There was a channel that like counted. All he did was count how many clinches there were in all these different fights. That's all he did.
He sounded like he was from the kid sounded like he was from New York or New Jersey, something like that. He's like this is your so-called best fighter. This dude sucks. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Panel, man.
Oh yeah, he was something blazing, something or other. He was always high as fuck.
That's the way to do it.
His
That's the
approach
way
to
to do
that
it.
video was awesome, man. To me, at least.
Showed 80 hugs, man. 80 or 70. I can't remember, man. But Maidana.
It was 70 or 80.
That's insane, man. Yeah, divide that shit by 12. How many hugs you getting around?
Oh man. But
I think he even said at one point. He said, BDA. He said, like what part of the hood you guys come from? Like this is considered great fighting.
Huggies. Street's name called Huggies.
You'll get jumped. He's like you get jumped doing that shit where I'm from.
you know what Mayweather needs to do? He needs to go back to Michigan and drink some of that lead water they have over there, toughen himself up or something. Because the way he was clinching, I mean, and it's interesting, he didn't clinch all that much in the first fight. He tried to stand his ground on the ropes at least against Maidana and try to counter. And then in the rematch, that's when he said, fuck it, I'm going to just pot shot, clinch, fight like an old Bernard Hopkins. And it's the same thing he did against Manny Pacquiao, which is why I was sort of...
Do you think won the fight?
Against Maidana?
Yeah.
The first or second?
First.
I think Maidana beat him twice. In my opinion. That's the only two fights that I in my opinion. Maidana
I think Floyd just edged it.
Man,
Castillo I look at the number one criteria. Who inflicts the most damage? And I think that goes to... There's an argument that could be made, at least in my opinion.
That's the most damage I've seen Mayweather in his entire career. That's the most damage I've seen him. The most hurt I've seen him. And Castillo was a close fight, but then again, he hurt his hand. So I'll give him a leeway for that one. And then the second one, he beat his ass. But the thing is, with Maidana, there was nothing like that. He just fucked him up. He made
Emmanuel Augustus fucked Floyd Mayweather up a lot more. He lost the fight, but he had him bleeding all over the place.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that fight. I'll check that out.
Did he
that's his style.
I know.
Hold on. One at a time. Sorry. Okay. Apology and then recognize. All right. So first apology.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's his style, or Manuel Augustus. He just awkward, comes from weird angles. So yeah, he fucked up Floyd.
No. Emmanuel Augustus got the drunken master style, bro. Whatever that shit is.
Precise. Did Emmanuel Augustus bust his nose or his mouth? What was it?
Both, I think. His nose for sure, and I think his lip was bleeding too. Like he was bleeding all over the goddamn place, man.
And did you agree with the stoppage?
Yeah, it was okay, man. I mean, Augustus was taking a beating too. You
Yeah,
know
he
what I mean?
was.
It
He
wasn't
was.
like
But
he wasn't winning that fight. He got Floyd with good shots, but he wasn't winning that fight. Floyd was fucking him up too.
I,
But I just did a count. Like somebody said, it was 90 hugs. I just estimated. Let's say every hug took 5 seconds out of the fight. That's 2.5 rounds of pure fucking hugging, man.
Jeez.
Just just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out.
Well, let me tell you this. I know it's illegal to clinch, but there is an art to it as well. I mean, you gotta, if you're a fighter, you have to practice that because it could make the difference between getting knocked out or surviving. But when it's, I don't know, when it becomes part of your plan in order to just pot shot and hold, and the referee doesn't do anything, doesn't warn, I mean, that's
That's
when
corruption, bro. That's corruption.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much. But by the way,
I think what's missing is hugging and then moving your waist. That's what you had to do, but you didn't do that.
what do you mean?
Like
your
move,
waist?
tapping the leg or something.
Like grinding
With his
him?
waist. Yeah, man.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, was Mayweather a dog now or something? Like a horny dog? Listen, speaking of, but hold on.
you're
Speaking
not
of
supposed
horniness,
to hold like that when you're. First of all, you're holding to not engage in conflict in the ring, right? That's not what holding is for. Holding is like when you getting you got like what he did against Shane Mosley when he almost got knocked out in the second round. That I couldn't blame him. Like he held on as long as he could, and it worked out for him. But
fundamentally holding is no different from headbutting. You clinch somebody intentionally, that's a warning. You do it again, that's another warning. You do it again, that's a point. You do it again, that's another point. You lose the fight. That's it, guys. Anytime a referee allows that shit to go on, when it's blatant and obvious, I'm not talking about fighters clinching and working in a clinch. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about bear hugging your opponent and just stopping the action. You do that 4 times, you should be disqualified because ain't no way in hell a referee should allow you to headbutt your opponent 4 times intentionally. And fundamentally, a clinch is the same as a headbutt.
and you know what? For anybody that disagrees, just write Mayweather Maidana clinches, and the evidence is there. I mean, I don't understand how anybody could disagree with what we're talking about because again, I know some people can say, "Oh, you guys hate Mayweather." Listen, just watch the fucking video. Forget about who hates who. Watch the video, and you tell us who's right and who's wrong. All right, that's it.
BDA, the B side, there are instances where the B side is hurt and he's trying to clinch, and the referee will disqualify them when they're hurt. So it's like, come on, man, let's not fuck around.
Well, Stevenson Jack,
or even smack his hands down, like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, he won't. For damn sure won't let him clinch in that instance when it's the B side. So it's corruption. There's no two ways about it, man. And who the fuck wants to see clinching anyway? Who wants to see that shit?
I think the worst referee I've seen.
People who appreciate the science, the sweet science.
I think.
I think the worst refereeing I've seen is this. I don't remember what fight it was exactly because it was a while back. It was one of those funny viral videos. It's like every time the guy punched him in the face, he's like, "Oh, you can't do that. No, you can't."
What?
Like, oh my god, I was dying, bro. I'm like,
is this Joshua Parker?
No, man, no, it's not that. That's close though, close.
You can't hit Joshua. That's
like it was like every time he threw a punch at him, man, he's like, "No, you can't. That's a legal blow. That's
Parker,
behind the head."
Stop punching Joshua in the face. Stop it.
You're not supposed to be good.
You're not supposed to be punching him in the face. This is wrong.
If I find the fight out, man, I'll fucking tell you guys. But man, Jesus Christ, that was the most dumbest shit I ever seen.
I did see that. I'm sorry to say it, but I did see like when Parker was hitting Joshua, like the referee wanted to get in, like, oh shit. Like, ref, what are you doing? He had that look, like he just wanted to get in for some reason.
Especially the 6th round when Joshua was hurt.
Yeah, especially that's. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Get out of the way.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at the WBC rules here, and I gotta tell you that the wording is pretty vague because they say, where is it at? It's up on the screen there. It says number 13, excessive holding the opponent or maintaining a clinch. So what does it mean? First of all, how do you determine what is excessive? And number 2, afterwards it says maintaining a clinch. So if I'm fighting, let's say I'm fighting Bucho, and he comes forward and I keep clinching, like what's excessive is what I'm trying to say. And how about maintaining a clinch? Like maintaining a clinch, does that mean when the referee says stop and you maintain it, that's illegal, or is the question the excessive portion?
It's like when Mayweather falls in, or Bernard Hopkins falls in with the right hand and immediately grabs the opponent. That's excessive clinching. There ain't no fucking question about it.
Avoiding conflict.
Yeah.
Slowing down the action. Sean Porter, it's like he balls in there and the opponent grabs him. He grabs the opponent. It's hard to tell what's going on. So you let them fight. But when you get close to Mayweather and he just reaches out and grabs you, that's pretty fucking blatant.
That's called. I don't know how to defend myself from a guy with free hands.
The chat's arguing who's better, Ward or Mayweather Jr. in clinching.
Well, Ward is a master, bro.
Everybody's arguing in the chat.
I think Floyd takes that one, man. Floyd is a master at that.
Maybe.
No, I think Ward might be a little bit more effective.
Ward was doing double leg takedowns, bro. Did you not see those double leg takedowns by Ward? What are you talking about?
That's what I saw.
I said the whole thing, not the wrestling, man. Take the wrestling out of the
dude, he fucking shot in for a fucking double leg takedown.
Yeah, he did.
What the fuck?
That's why I'm like, Andrew Ward at cruiserweight wouldn't do shit because he relies on that type of dirty fighting. If
Goski would powerbomb him.
Fuck yeah. He won't be able to out-muscle that guy.
Would slam him in on his head.
Watch, Andre Ward's gonna come, and I hope Ring IQ isn't listening. He's gonna come back from his retirement, fucking 6'6", 220 pounds. Watch.
He had a growth sprout at
looking like a fucking.
He had a growth sprout at fucking the age of 30-something.
Yeah, all natural.
All natural.
His jaw's just fucking sticking out about a foot from his face. All natural.
He's already weighing about 200 pounds, bro. He's like 2 something. I don't know what it is exactly.
He's still growing, man. He's still growing. Okay.
And I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I see some interviews. He looks like he's getting taller.
Hey, it's possible. You guys are laughing, but it's fucking possible.
Oh yeah,
like, oh my god,
is this dude getting taller?
He's like Barry Bonds, man. It's like,
I think the injection's on the ass for that one.
You know, that was the Bucho. That was the dead giveaway for Barry Bonds. At 37, he grew an inch taller.
Yeah, his head, his skull, everything got bigger, and he couldn't. The caps weren't fitting his head anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's a phenomenon.
Speaking of dirty fighting, did you guys see Artorias' latest video? Oh, that made me mad, man.
What was it?
Why you guys?
Jeff Horn's how Jeff Horn cheated Pacquiao in that fight.
I saw him do one. Which one did he do recently? It wasn't Pacquiao. It was another guy. I gotta look.
The ref didn't even warn him, man, not one time.
And Bob Arum after the fight, the ref did a great job.
I'm hearing an ice cream truck, man. Are you guys hearing an ice cream truck? I'm hearing an ice cream truck.
Oh.
I think somebody's watching a horror movie.
Ice cream! Let's go.
This fucking boxing still has ice cream on the mind. Well, hold on. Let's get back to the... Let's get back to the Artorias video. So what? So it shows Jeff Horn being dirty? Is that what's going on?
I mean, like grabbing Pacquiao and blatantly grabbing a hold of him and throwing an elbow to his face, like right in front of the fucking referee.
Right, he was like Andre Ward-esque in that fight.
I want to change my prediction. I got Terence Crawford by knockout. Call me emotional, but that's where I'm going with, man. Let's go TC.
I'm going with Jeff Horn. I'm hoping for a victory.
Well, hold on. So, are you serious about changing your prediction to precise, or?
No, I'm serious. I think, look, and there's reason behind this. I know I said emotional, but no. I watched that highlight, and honestly, if he wasn't allowed to do that against Pacquiao would have knocked him out. And no question about it. So, he's not going to be allowed to do any of that against Terence Crawford. What do you think is going to happen?
Fuck, man. Jesus Christ. I just watched him throw an elbow right into Pacquiao's fucking nose.
Right in front of the referee, right in front of the ref.
That was a fucking bad one. That snapped Pacquiao's head back. Fuck.
Listen, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
MMA, bro. MMA.
Is that Andre Ward in there?
All right. Hold on. Boxing style, what's your prediction? I didn't get yours.
I'm going with 12 rounds. I don't see him knocking out Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn got a chin on him, but I could see TC winning. I'm just hoping that Horn takes it, but I don't know. We'll see.
He's
all right, that was
emotions.
all over the place.
I'm doing that shit. Yeah,
it was all over the place. I think if he wins, but if he shows up and if he's got a tent, he's gonna win. But if he doesn't have a tent, get it right, man. Crawford by unanimous decision, you said, right?
This is what I'm going with Horn because he's unpredictable.
Oh, so you're picking Horn then?
Yeah, I'm picking Horn.
Jesus.
So you like his unpredictable style.
Yeah, but then if he becomes predictable, he's gonna get KO'd.
All right, let's ask Fight Fan Phil because we haven't had Fight Fan. Do you want to make a prediction
for Horn Crawford?
That's right.
I think Crawford mops the floor with him in like 4 rounds.
Whoa. Okay, Crawford performance. I want to go back to the whole.
I just think Horn's going to be weight trained because again he's a big dude. He's struggling to make the weight. And I mean, if old Pacquiao, who hasn't really knocked anyone out, almost puts you on Clear Street for a whole fucking round. I mean, Crawford's moving up, of course, but Crawford, I mean, is in his prime. I think he's going to hurt Horn. I think he's going to hurt him bad.
I was amazed at Horn's ability to take that beating in the 10th, and then he came back even stronger afterwards. It's like either this guy is in the most incredible shape ever or something else is going on. I don't know. But the other thing about Jeff Horn being dirty is, look, this guy used to be a school teacher. How do you think he kept those kids under control? Do you think he just by screaming? No. He had to wrestle them.
The dirty school teacher versus the thug. It should be a
exactly. And by the way,
Horn is a blessed athlete.
Yeah. Did you guys hear what happened with Crawford today too? I think, or yesterday, about like he wouldn't let the media in.
What?
What happened?
And I think I read it on a tweet or somewhere. It was like he wouldn't let the media in. They closed the gym, and the media was outside of the top ranked boxing gym, and they wouldn't let him in. And his trainer reportedly said, "We don't talk to Aussies."
Oh, that's racist.
Like, Jesus Christ!
Hey, isn't that racist?
I'm like, can you imagine forcing that? We don't talk to Americans.
Oh, Jesus. That's true. That's right. Isn't that racist? Couldn't that be considered racist?
Yeah. I mean, you just told a whole group of people, you're not allowed in my gym.
Technically, it's not. We know this already.
I think he said you Aussie foreigners or something like that.
Didn't he say you dirty Aussie foreigners?
He didn't say that. He just said don't talk to Aussies.
I know. I'm kidding.
Crawford don't play around.
Outback right there.
But it's interesting.
Your race. Remember, he's got Anthony Joshua in there with him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That is true. That is true.
You know, it's interesting when you
How tall is Jeff Horn? How tall is he?
He's 5'9". He's listed at 5'9", but he looks more.
Like an inch.
I mean, he might be 5'9". I think Pacquiao's 5'5". I think Pacquiao.
He's like 5'10", man.
He was at least 4 inches taller than Pacquiao.
Listen, the whole thing about this is, I don't know, Terence Crawford. One of the things I've noticed about Terence Crawford, I don't know if it's just me, but I haven't seen the guy shake his opponent's hands right after the fight. Man, I was just watching the Beltran fight, and you know he's making fun of Postol as well in the last round. I mean, this guy, I think Max Kellerman hit it right on the head. He said he's got a bit of a mean streak in him. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with that.
Oh yeah, he's got a mean streak, definitely.
It's kind of. I think he can use that mean streak in 2 ways. When he knows he's the overwhelmingly better athlete, he can use it in that bully kind of way, and then he could also use it in that false bravado, like "ha ha, you can't catch me," you know, like what he did with Postol.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, Crawford has a mean streak?
In the sense,
Isn't that like something we expect of all fighters? I don't understand why Crawford's getting credit for being mean in the boxing ring.
Whoa. First of all, I didn't say
fucking affirmative action. Give me a fucking break.
I didn't give him credit.
You're supposed to be mean. It's boxing.
Hold on. I didn't give him credit. I'm actually.
It's all right.
Listen. I'm actually taking points away from him. What I said was, I'm not praising him or denigrating him. I'm just saying he likes to make fun of his opponents and clown them during fights. Now, obviously, I do expect that to a certain extent when it comes to boxing, but he does it more than not. Like when he's beating up on guys, he'll put his hands down. He'll really start jiving in there. And I'm just curious if anybody else saw it or if it's just me.
Yeah. I was mostly making fun of fucking Climax Kellerman, you know what I mean? That fucking guy. That fucking guy's just like, oh.
I can't do it when Ward comes back 6'6" and fucking.
Oh, Jesus.
This guy's gonna pass out.
There's something special about his meanness.
Dude, wait.
That's called determination.
Oh, I forgot that Terrence Crawford was popping. I was about to say, fucking Saturday, Max Kellerman was gonna remind us how like Terrence Crawford's like Andre Ward for fucking no reason again. Every fight he reminds us that someone is like Andre Ward for no fucking reason.
No. No one's like Andre Ward. He's
No, this is what's gonna happen. Like Terrence Crawford's gonna land some good jabs, and Jim Lamp's gonna be like, "That's a very good jab that he's throwing." No, sorry, Andre was gonna be like, "That's a very good jab that Crawford's throwing," and then Kellerman's gonna be like, "I know somebody else who throws a really nice jab."
Yeah,
He's sitting right next
Imagine
a good boxer. I know someone else who's a good boxer.
Yeah, imagine
looks into his eyes.
Rubbing his thighs.
Imagine
it's so true.
I'm just imagining Kellerman with like a 6'6", 250-pound Andre Ward next to him.
Oh, imagine they're watching the ring card girls. Imagine they're watching the ring card girls, and Jim Lampley just off the air goes, "Man, that's a nice ass." And then Max Kellerman goes, "Yeah, I know somebody else who has a nice ass." And he tries to grab Andrew Ward.
It's fucking brilliant. That's fucking brilliant, video.
Well, I was piggybacking off of Butch's joke.
You can Kellerman eat sauce.
Yeah,
Looks like an ass,
he would eat Andre Ward.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, Andrew Ward against Gassiev, that would be that strong Russian stock against the unique blend of African American and Irish stock from Andrew Ward's side. Who do you think wins that one?
Ward moved up and fought Usyk, that would be fucking Rigo versus Loma at 200 pounds. Like, he would just get outclassed and quit.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Because Usyk wouldn't even bully him. Usyk wouldn't even use his side. Usyk would just move around him like Loma did and just fucking beat the shit out of him and embarrass him.
Gassiev will body Andre Ward. Come on, man.
Probably kill him.
Andre Ward is gonna stay forever retired.
There's a good chance he could beat.
I'm still tripping off. Like, I agree, but I'm still tripping off how many people are actually picking Gassiev after that performance over the Cuban. Like, I get it, he's got a shot, don't get me wrong, but man, that like really changed the public opinion, and I'm just perplexed as to why.
Yeah, not for me, but I've seen quite a few fans that say
he has the chance.
He does have the
chance. It depends.
I think it's because of the
back. Always pick the underdog, that's why.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance, guys. Obviously, he does. But, like, people are confident in picking him. And he's a big underdog going in. And I understand why.
Well, people are saying Dorticos was a better opponent.
Dorticos was a better opponent than who?
No.
Than Jesus, the Latvian. I forgot his name.
Brady.
Oh, no. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I disagree.
Guys, like,
really good.
I don't know, man.
They said more dangerous, hit harder.
No.
Briedis knocked out a legit heavyweight, super heavyweight. He knocked him out with one punch.
Briedis got skill. He's got finesse. He's got a variety of punches. What does Dortico have? 1-1-2. 1-1-2. And don't get me wrong, I like Gassiev, but it took him 9 or 10 rounds to time that 1-2. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously, seriously.
I think he timed it before that, but it took a while to break him down and finally
really time it.
And finally. Yeah. It's when he just fucking went off. Remember when he remember the first knockdown? Did you see Gassiev's face? Like, about fucking time. Like, he did that. Like, damn, I was hitting you. I was just waiting for one of those shots to actually drop you,
I think he was mad with himself because he couldn't time a very predictable, basic fighter that just came straight in behind a 1-1-2.
Okay, all right. Dorticos was the stronger guy in that fight, man. You can't just sit there and say that shit. He was the bigger, stronger guy. He was the bigger.
Yeah.
From Gassiev, man. He was definitely the bigger and stronger, probably more heavier-handed guy in that fight.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yes, he was.
Heavy-handed. Gassiev hits like a fucking
He does, but Dorticos has momentum. He has that reach.
I don't know, though. I mean, Gassiev just has heavy fucking hands, dude. I mean,
they both have heavy hands.
But
They
dude,
both have
I mean,
heavy hands. They both
I
have
know,
heavy
but
hands.
I just think Gassiev hits harder. I mean, that dude just fucking when he hits,
I
crumble.
don't think so, man. I think Dorticos had the heavier hands. He just couldn't get through that guard of his. That's all it was.
Who did Dorticos sleep? Because Gassiev slept at least one per like sleep somebody.
But he's saying stronger. He's not saying
fucking shadow realm, dude.
But boxing style, boxing style isn't saying that Dorticos hits harder. He's just saying he was stronger than Gassiev, and that's why he was able to take so much.
Look, honestly, I can't sit there and say exactly. Oh, Dorticos 100% for sure hits harder than Gassiev does, but it's like it's close, and he's stronger than him. I know for sure he's stronger than him because he got
say that
bombs. He got hit
I don't know
with
about the
bombs.
strength. I mean, so did Gassiev though. I mean, Gassiev's a tough dude. I mean,
He was getting
like a rock wall.
Yeah, but he was protecting himself. He was on the guard majority of the time. Like he barely. Yeah, he's like.
So you can't say how strong he is if he didn't get hit with anything. We don't know how strong he is.
He was the one backing up.
You could be right.
You could be right, but he's. Oh, God.
No, I mean he was backing up because his game plan was to let him punch himself out and counter his ass. That was the game plan.
Yeah, I think he did it on purpose.
But he doesn't do that, doesn't he? He normally press on the pressure on his opponent.
He does. He does.
But he changed his game plan for this fight.
Dorticos had the right game plan for the first 4 rounds. Look how he stood his ground.
Yeah.
Look how he controlled. The problem was he didn't adjust, right? Gassiev did. Gassiev is still inexperienced. I don't think people realize he's 24, 25. He probably said, okay, I can't deal with this style for whatever reason. He's owning the real estate. Let me do something else, which is something that I think Gassiev surprised a lot of people, that he has a variety, of game plans in the ring.
I think that's why people are picking Gassiev for this next fight.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
because he showed that he can adapt and
Gassiev
add levels to his game.
Gassiev is hell of a smart guy. He ain't as nimble and as athletic as Usyk, but he's hell.
Absolutely not.
I think he might be smarter than Usyk in the fighting game. He's just not as athletic. He's not as athletic.
No way.
I think Usyk just his fight IQ. When you have that many amateur fights, you look at Golovkin, your fight IQ is off the chain.
Yeah, Golovkin.
Look, Gassiev takes his time. He needs time to think. Usyk thinks on the fly. Like it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare for Gassiev, guys. The pressure and the volume is gonna fuck him up. It's gonna overload his computer. He's not gonna know what to do, man. I'm telling you. He might catch him, but that's his only chance.
But I think he can catch him circling out. That's why I have Gassiev.
Okay,
Usyk is open there.
I can see that apology. The problem is that going back to precise point, the guy thinks on the go.
He does.
He's gonna realize that he's gonna try to circle out. I seen him do it, man. I seen him do it.
Yeah,
what he's gonna do is
gonna hook to the body.
Yep, he's gonna position himself to hook to the body, and that's gonna probably, it's all speculation, but that's probably gonna just, throw a monkey wrench into Gassiev's plan. That's what I think is going to happen.
You guys think Usyk being
and
southpaw
also
is going to fuck him up?
That's another thing, yeah.
Who was it? Say that again.
Usyk being a southpaw, because you guys are talking about how Usyk thinks he can fly.
Yeah.
I think the southpaw, if he can't get past that, like he did against Lebedev, because you guys are right when I'm thinking back, because against Lebedev, he just shelled up a lot. Like he stopped when Lebedev was throwing, and you let him get into that fight. So
close fight.
I think Gassiev's a little better now than he was before, but you guys make excellent points.
That's what makes Gassiev such a good fighter. Dude, like what you just said, Fight Fan?
What? Which part?
That's what makes Gassiev such a good fighter. The part where you said that, with Lebedev, like how he struggled in that fight, right? Remember how he struggled in that fight? But think about it. Even in struggling, he was inexperienced. He was like 23 when he fought that fight against Lebedev, and he still won the fight. He still was able to. And it was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. It was one of those 6-6, 7-5 in my opinion.
I had 7-5.
Yeah. It was.
Yes, sir.
We'll see how it goes, man. We don't know. I can't say for sure. I'm picking Gassiev.
Yes, sir.
I picked Usyk earlier, but I was like, you know what? Let's go for the underdog. Let's see how it turns out.
Well, another problem.
It depends on if Gassiev can punch through the fire. Sorry, apologies. You go.
Yeah, and another problem is Usyk, as soon as you hit him, he likes to hit you back straight away. The British fight, like, Braves will hit him and Usyk will come back straight away with a jab or straight right. It was just too much for Cassio.
You know what? Are they even gonna fight? Is the fight gonna take place
Yeah,
or
they're
what?
gonna fight.
Was it like August or something? That's what I heard.
In July, late
August.
July.
Late July.
Well, it better
It
fucking
seems
happen.
like they're coordinating both finals to happen at around the same time. Seems like it to
I
me.
think so. They want that. They want that quick. They want that to happen. So I think it keeps the public's in a public interest, like they did earlier this year.
Yeah, well, listen, they better make it fucking happen. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to put my pants on and do something about it. And another thing that I just remembered, we were talking about dirty tactics, all right? And Coop always used to tell me a dirty tactic. I'm giving it away for free, by the way. I don't charge for this shit. It's just I spread the knowledge. When Kell Brook, what he should have done with Golovkin is not only did he put him away in a hotel far away from the location, Golovkin had a cold. So what you do is this: you send a male prostitute over to his hotel room, but you send a really feminine-looking male prostitute. All right. But hold on. You have to send a really feminine prostitute. So what happened? Bless you. So what happens is Golovkin will push him away and say, "No, get the fuck out of here." Then call you. But then he's gonna be thinking in the back of his head, like, "God damn, that was a attractive male prostitute right there. Am I gay?" And that's gonna stay in his mind, and that fucks with your mind. So I'm just
sexuality before a fight.
Exactly.
You improvising as you go through, huh, with the story.
No, that's Coop told me that a long time ago. He used to do that with his local fighters, and it worked most of the time.
I heard Muhammad Ali did that with Joe Frazier before their fights.
You know what I heard about Michael
Jordan in Manila.
Would surprise me.
Am I gay?
It wouldn't work with Orlando Cruz though. It wouldn't work with Orlando Cruz. That would or maybe the Loy.
He's impervious to that.
Exactly.
I know it's not boxing, but you know what I heard about Michael Jordan?
He's gay?
No, not that. No,
he's gay.
He's not gay. Not that I know of. And anyways, I heard him the day before the finals with the Sonics. He called up what's his name, Charles Barkley. They went to a golf game. Then he offered him his earrings during the golf game, so he'll go easy on him during the finals.
What?
So like, oh, he's such a nice guy, so I don't have to play with him that hard. That's what he did.
Is that an urban legend, or is that really you think that?
That really happened, man.
How do you expect a guy? So because you gave him a pair of earrings, he's gonna take it easy on you? I don't buy that.
You should be surprised. It's psychology, bro. Fucking guys.
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Charles Barkley seems like a bit of a weird dude, but he's also a bit of a mean machine himself, so I don't think a pair of earrings...
And then when they asked him, why'd you do that? He's like, do you like him? He's like, no, man, I hate that fat motherfucker.
Well, there you go. Hey, by the way, speaking of upcoming fights, according to Boxing, they just said that Dimitri Bivol versus Chilemba is finalized on the undercard of Kovalev Alvarez. What do you guys think? Is this a good fight, or is this a so-so fight based on the fact that Chilemba has lost most of the big fights he's had so far? Anybody?
It's just to make Bivol look good. You make Bivol look good so they can stop the Kovalev fight.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say that showcase fight.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Chilemba has been competitive with most of the guys except against Gvozdyk, but it's almost like Trout fighting Charlo, you know? It's like Trout's been through the ringer.
Anyone.
Yeah, well, anyone. But I mean, it's been through the ringer. He's been through the ringer. I don't think it's that exciting because you know he always loses the big ones. And it's the same thing with Chilemba. I mean, if he has no choice, Bivol that is, all right, fine, take on Chilemba. But if it's a cherry pick just to make him look good, like you guys are saying, then I'm not all that excited on it. But do you think he beats...
I don't think it's a terrible fight.
No, I agree. But it's hard to get excited over it. But do you think that...
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think he has to beat, at this point, well, he has to, right? Chilemba better than Gvozdyk did, and do you think he can do it?
I don't know, man. Chilemba could make him look really bad.
What's up?
Stop Chilemba?
Yeah, he can. There's a Bivol.
I don't know, man. Chilemba will make him look really bad.
Pereira's a stronger guy than Chilemba is, man.
But that's what I'm saying.
Chilemba moves around a lot more, and he's more defensive.
I think Bivol moves a hell of a lot more than Chilemba does. A hell of a lot more. I think he moves more than any fucking light heavyweight right now.
I think Chilemba might go to the cards when you think about it. because I don't know if
Okay. Yeah.
Bivol is going to stop him if Chilemba's just trying to stink him out. Because
TKO on the ropes, gets waved off. TKO. Like, I'm not saying he hurts him. Yeah, he's just gonna overwhelm him. I have a feeling he's gonna catch up to him, overwhelm him, force a stoppage.
Because you got to remember, I think in the Chilemba fight with Gvozdyk, Chilemba quit on the stool. He never knocks Chilemba out cold or TKO. Chilemba just gave up. He took a beating.
That's close enough. That's close enough.
True, but I mean, it shows that he's still a tough dude. He wasn't stone cold knocked out, and that he's completely done yet.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he'll knock him out, but
no,
he will beat him up and force the stoppage one way or another. Maybe it'll be a quick jab.
Who's bigger, Barrera or Chilemba?
Who's big?
Barrera, man.
It's got to be Barrera. Yeah,
for a cruiserweight a bunch of times.
Exactly. He's gonna stop him.
Yeah, it's interesting because at this point, again, I'm not saying it's a horrible fight, but it's just going on paper. It's kind of hard to get excited over Chilemba versus Bivol, but it's up to Bivol to look more impressive than Gvozdyk did against Chilemba. Then again, consider that Chilemba was able to go 12 rounds against Kovalev, so that got to tell you how tough the guy is, and he is pretty good at rolling with the right hands. It's gonna be up to Bivol to offset his timing and try to catch him with the right hand. But
Bivol's a master, man. Bivol's a master. What I've seen is, I mean, the only guy that could actually beat him is Kovalev in that whole weight division.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only guy. Only guy. And it's because of the Kovalev's reach. I think size. His jab is going to be probably a problem because he's pretty precise with his jab, Kovalev. And this new shit that he's been doing with his body work that he's learned from this new coach, that's gonna be hard for anybody to fight against.
He's been working on his body shots, you said?
Yeah, he is.
Well, that's good. That's a plus on my book. In my book, right there. If you try to become better at body punching, you try to improve that, you're aces. All right, with BDA, because I love me some body shots, man, and I think more people. It's interesting. I don't know if it's a stereotype or not, but they always said Europeans don't go to the body. Well, you've seen some of these guys going. I mean, Josh Taylor's a guy that likes to go to the body. Quake fought like Julio Cesar Chavez in there, so. That stereotype is being dispelled more and more as time goes on. So good for Bivol if he is indeed working on his body. You know who else needs to work on his body shots? Sergey Kovalev. Because that guy should have gone more to the body in the second fight against Ward.
I was talking about Kovalev with the body shots.
Okay. I thought you meant Bivol.
I was talking about Kovalev. My bad.
All right, well, then good on Kovalev then.
Yeah, Kovalev is improved in his body.
Chris Gonzalez
from the long range though, and from close range too.
All right, don't worry about it. Chris Gonzalez says BDA's body shots involve tequila and a ladyboy. Let me tell you something. I'm not the one that's living in the Philippines, all right, Chris? So you better watch it there with the tone, mister. All right, guys, listen. We've been on for about 3 hours. I'm surprised that people still have energy after that debate. I thought it was quite draining for my part, because I was trying to do my darnest to keep it under control. But yeah, Bucho, you want to say something about tomorrow's show?
Well, I think we're doing the World Cup show tomorrow. So
are we?
Boxing.
Hey, the World Cup starts on the 16th, doesn't it?
14th.
The 14th. Oh yeah, okay. That'd be interesting.
It's gonna be hard for me to enjoy that since I think it's fixed. That's my
it is fixed, man. All these sports are fixed nowadays. I'm gonna watch this NBA game like 8 minutes from now, and I know it's fixed. But I'm still gonna watch it because I love the sport.
BDA, you and your conspiracies. Come on, man.
Come on. Yeah. There's a book.
I've been seeing some of Jordan's fuck. I didn't even know this shit. Some of Jordan's like bullshit ass fouls near the end of the game where he won. I think two of his titles that he won was BS as fuck. Like he got bullshit fouls near the end game, close games. And he took a 2-point win over the teams that he was playing against. This Jazz or whatever. It's ridiculous, man.
Lakers fan.
I'm a Lakers fan too, but Lakers is gone.
I'm going to dig up that book that I heard about on the radio a long time ago about how international sports are all fixed. I'm going to read that book, and then I'm going to do a second renaissance on it. And I'm going to come back at you doubting motherfuckers, and I'm going to show you what's what. How about that? All right. So again,
right on.
There you go. I'm getting support here. I want to thank everybody who showed up right now. I also want to, again, thank you, Precise, for coming into the show and debating Ring IQ Boxing Talk. I also want to thank Ring IQ Boxing Talk for showing up. I mean, very gracious. People were trying to get into his head. Don't go to BDA Boxing. They're going to gang up on you. What gang? Are we a gang now? A bunch of deplorables? Nah. We're just boxing fans. We're just degenerates. That's it. I also want to thank Recognize for showing up. Prevail, Fight Fan Phil, Boxing Style, Apology. And who else did somebody else drop off? Oh, Cameron was in there, and I think he dropped off. We didn't get to him soon enough. I hope he's not mad.
I think
You never know
Boxing
with
Junkie
Cameron.
was on too. Boxing Junkie.
Boxing Junkie too, yes, as well. So again, thanks guys for joining us. Don't forget to check out Precise's channel. Check out Ring IQ Boxing Styles channel. Check out Fight Fan. Do you have a channel?
Nope.
All right. So Apology Man. Also, I forgot to mention Apology Man. Thanks again because he left. Check out Recognize the Matrix channels. Recognize channel and his arch enemy 100% X.
When's X gonna get in here? When is X in?
No.
I know why Precise is laughing.
Boxing Style.
I'll be watching everybody's channel except for Recognize this channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, there you go.
I also have a channel. It has
Do you?
only one video. You could also watch that.
Is it about the Armenian genocide?
Is it about cereal?
Cereal, yeah. I'm gonna put a one for Kellogg's, Rice Krispies.
Cereal reviews.
Nutrition facts, bro. Nutrition facts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot. There's a lot of nutrition in those cereals, man. Sugar. You got the milk there. That's always good for the gut. All right. So listen.
Use soy milk all the time. It's good for you. No.
Are you kidding?
Can I send a shout out? I just wanted to send a quick shout out to that one dislike on today's video.
Only one? I thought we had more.
Oh well.
I hope we have more.
Last I checked, there was one, and shout out to that Middle Easterner.
That's you're making an assumption there. I don't like that. But anyway, yeah.
Is this Ahmed we're talking about? Huh?
Oh no!
Who's that? I
You
don't know
said
what
it.
you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I
who is
figured.
I don't
He
know who
actually
that
came in
is.
with another account. I had to block him again. Fuck.
He's Pakistani. He's not Middle Eastern. Okay.
Damn it.
Everybody getting their facts wrong today. All right, listen. Guys, again, thank you for joining us. If you want to leave, I'm just going to thank the chat room. But again, thanks for being on.
See ya.
See you guys later. Don't forget, we're going to be coming back tomorrow with Butch is going to be moderating that one. See ya, man. See ya, Boxing Style.
Watch
Thanks.
the NBA Finals.
I don't. It's been a while, man, but I'll try to. All right.
Man.
Thanks, Boxing Style. Enjoy the game.
Sure.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Peace,
So
people.
see you. Recognize. Thanks for being on, man. I want to thank everybody for being in here. Apology, Fight Fan Phil, Prevail, Recognize, Precise. I thanked them all before. Apology, man, Fight Fan Phil, Boxing Junkie. And so yeah, don't forget we are broadcasting on YouTube right now, but also on Spreaker. You can download the episodes there, so you don't have to waste your bandwidth while you're outside in the street doing whatever it is you do. Don't forget we also have a super chat feature where you can leave small tips so we can finally get to that call-in show. A couple of people donated today. Thanks again. I think it was, who was it? Mighty Claire and Luke. Was it Luke or somebody donated? I'm sorry if I forget the name. I'm gonna check it out later. But thanks again. Don't forget to check out our Patreon page. We did put a Jeff Horn versus Terrence Crawford film analysis there for the Patriot level donors. And what else? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, folks. Oh, well, hold on. What am I saying? Can't forget the people in the chat. Everybody that was in the chat right now. GM Strong, The Punisher, Pop-Tart Gone, Chris Gonzalez, FNC Bot, John Gonzalez, The Punisher, Weed Degree. I know Brandon White was in there as well. Reese Mack, See Me, Mustache Cash Stash. Who else? Fight Scout. John Gonzalez, I said. Gangsta 003, G Boogie, Shepherd of Sons, Aizen Kurbanov, Edwin Gauthier, Pop-Tart Gun, FNC Bot, yes, G Boogie, Glenn Rodwell, Dono, Weed Degree. You guys know who you are, The Punisher. You guys make this fucking show the best show on the net. I firmly say that, or I say that with firm belief rather. I'm so emotional right now. I'm losing my words. I can't speak. So guys, thanks again for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow with Bucho with the World Cup show, and we'll see you on Saturday when we talk about Jeff Horn, Terence Crawford, Santa Cruz, Maris 2, and more. Thanks again, folks, and take care.